You'll recognize them because they listen to you, really listen, they understand you, and what you feel is important. Listening, caring, and understanding are the keys to happiness. They hold the answers to all our questions. When all is said and done, Alpine Bank wants what you want. When you and those around you are happy, everyone wins. Best of all, there's no catch.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver.
You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
And good morning, Marcello Romano, Kyle Reese, Alex Becker. I'm back. Thanks for holding down the fort while I was out for a week.
It sounds like a game show.
Yeah, did I do my
Alex Becker.
Alex Becker, get on
Come
down.
on down.
What's up, fellas?
Life.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's lifing.
Talk to me, Goose. What's going on?
No. It's good. It's good. I'm glad you're
It
back.
doesn't sound like that.
Well, I'm going to talk myself. No, it's fine. I'm going to
Everything's
talk myself into it. Life is good. I missed you last week. We had Mike Rice in, and
Appreciate Mike.
it was right before Rockies trade deadline, so we got into
Yeah,
that.
played a little Deal or No Deal.
Yep.
Nice.
And speaking of game shows, Deal or No Deal happened to go down with the Rockies.
Listen,
last week.
we want to let everybody know that Kyle's like a sophisticated cat who likes to try new things.
Where are you going?
He's
with
not
this?
a curmudgeon at all. Well, because you've tried acting. You played Blind James once in a play. Did you ever try and get on a game show? And if so, what is the best game show there is?
Well, oh no, I've never tried to get on a game show. I can't even think of an opportunity that I had. So no, that's never happened. And I have to think, like,
You a
what's
Price
the-
is Right guy?
no,
Press
no.
Your Luck?
No, there's one that was recent, like America something, Ask America or Question America. There was one recently that I actually really, really liked. Yeah, yeah. I have to think on that. I'll look at the name and give it to you.
All right, dude. Well, I'll give a couple, and we can throw it out there to our RamosLaw.com text line at 303-713-1043. And you can also participate on YouTube via the chat presented by Sean Honda. I would say for me, if I had to go back, it would be Double Dare is number one.
Oh yeah.
I always wanted to be on Double Dare.
Okay.
Because I thought, well, if I don't get it, then I'll certainly take the physical challenge and I'll pass it, whatever.
No slime for you.
I wouldn't have. No, man.
Okay.
I'd have been good at it, I think. And number two, I think best of all time. What's this? Is this Double Dare?
Double Dare.
Yeah. I'll take the physical challenge. And then Price is Right, I think. I don't think you can beat, but this is Bob Barker Price is Right. I don't think I can go with the Drew Carey version of Price is Right.
I got my shows.
All right.
America Says.
I don't even know what that is.
It comes on the Game Show Network.
Okay.
You don't watch the Game Show Network?
No, not unless I'm in a waiting room like at a hospital or a medical clinic.
How often you do that?
Not very often,
Okay,
is
good.
what I'm saying.
Well, good. And then Steve Harvey, of course, the great man.
Oh, Family Feud.
Yeah, Family Feud.
Yeah, the
Survey
feud
says.
is the feud is the bomb.
Survey said.
Asked 100 people. Top 5 answers on the board.
Where are these 100 people at? Are you like on
Anywhere.
the street
Anywhere.
asking 100 people?
Plus, the strategy behind Family Feud, everyone says, we'll play. We'll play, right?
Of course.
Rarely do they get all 5 or 8 or whatever the answers are.
Yeah, you always
And then you get a
fizzle out.
chance to steal, and the other team typically gets those points.
But the point is to be on TV. You want to play. You want to play. It's better to be in the game than watching.
Exactly. That's where we will turn today. You can get involved with the show. Just give us a good game show, or maybe even like a theme song for a sitcom, because those things don't happen anymore. It's just not there.
America Says is recent. I keep telling you, like, you got to tune in to do this.
If it was only on the Game Show Network, how am I ever going to know that? What is it? What is the premise of this game show? Is it like Family Feud?
It's similar to Family Feud.
It's
very similar.
They jacked
Yeah.
the idea.
Yeah.
All right, so
Reinvented.
let's get into what's going on around here in the sports world. Locally, Broncos are a full week into training camp. And I guess last week you guys are like, hey, had the first practice, basically. A lot of things have happened over a week of training camp, and one of the things has been injury. Every day we've kind of been a little concerned with injury. We know what Jalen Waddle's not going to probably play in Atlanta. I don't think Marvin Mims is going to play in Atlanta. Nick Bonito gave us a scare. Malcolm Roach rolled up on freaking Bo Nix, gave everybody a quick scare. What's your big takeaway from the first week of camp, Kyle?
Well, when we came in last week, Mike and I, we were it was still the practice in shorts. And so the offense had kind of tipped the scales a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And we were thinking, like, okay, the defense is going to balance that thing out when the pads get on. So that's pretty much what happened. Well,
you're a coach. Isn't that the norm? The defense is always ahead of the offense at this point of the season. Usually takes a couple weeks of camp for the offense to get into rhythm. So it was kind of surprising to hear the reports that the offense was so good right out of the gates. But when you got into more physical, actual football, that the defense kind of took over the reins again.
Yeah, surprising, refreshing, because these are the green lights that you wanted to hit if you're a Broncos fan, and even within the Broncos organization, that's what the doctor ordered for sure. So to hear that coming out of that first week, yeah, I mean, everybody was kind of juiced about it. And then the defensive guys said, yeah, don't forget who we are. We are who we are. And when the pads come out, we're going to show you again. But even still, like towards the end of this week, in Bo Nix and the 2-minute drill and everything that went into situational football, like everything is great coming out of camp. So we were kind of expecting last week to be what it was in terms of what would happen when the physicality presented itself. But also the offense didn't shy away this week. So it's been good news outside of the injuries, right? You want to come out of this thing clean. And so I think there's probably going to be a few more precautionary measures that go into that. Outside of that, sign me up.
How do you like as a coach, like, because I don't really envy the position that a lot of these NFL coaches find themselves in, because the way we grew up was like you'll get figured out. There was guys that actually came to camp to get into shape. There was two-a-days. They were hitting a lot more. And it seems like injuries now they're a little more prevalent, even though you have a modern-day athlete that's training year-round. What is the difference when they get on a football field to avoid these? Like, listen, what is the report? Laramie Tunsil out in Washington, he's out for a majority of the season, just tore his triceps. There's all these things where these guys are probably in better shape than they ever have been.
Are they?
You don't think so?
I think that might be part of the issue. You said training year-round. You know, it's good for guys to, like, get away from it a little bit and relax and let your body just chill out for a second. You know, especially with kids. We see kids anymore that play football in the spring, then they get right back to it in the summer. They play through the fall. Like, when are you going to give yourself an opportunity to just relax a little bit? And so, yeah, some of these guys are wound really tight. And so we saw it this week with Henningsen, obviously with the Achilles. And so you hate to see that happen for that guy because that's a depth piece. So, yeah.
And all reports was he was playing very well.
It's what it is. It's what it is. So, yeah, you get – it seems like there's more of that. I don't remember as many season-ending injuries as there are over the past 10 or 15 years. Maybe it's just a different time than when we grew up.
Man, with the likes of like Marvin Mims and Jalen Waddle, concerning to me because it seems like it's muscular, which those are the type of things that can linger. We've dealt with that in Denver for the past year, just with the team that resides in Ball Arena and the Nuggets. Little things like that, little tweaks like that. I don't quite understand it, because if you are in that good of shape year round, it seems like it would have happened a lot more in the past, because you'd come in trying to get yourself in shape, trying to get calloused, for a football season, because that's the question you have is like, you could look at it and be like, oh, we're being soft. And I know Stink says it's real soft nowadays versus what he endured going into the NFL. I just don't know how you kind of counteract it. And I don't really envy a coach, because you want to get your team ready, but you also have to play that. You're walking a slippery slope there with, dude, you lose some of these guys. There's certain guys that you lose and your season's basically over.
Well, I think every coach probably approaches the fall camp with the idea that he's going to lose a starter somewhere along the line. And that's just the reality of the situation. Because you can't, as James Marilat would say, you can't bubble wrap these guys. You got to hit each other. You got to find out if guys can play football, especially guys that are on the back end of the roster. Can these guys play? How else are you going to find out other than actually playing football? So, yeah, it is a tough spot. Kirk Cignetti went on record saying, yeah, like we hit once a year. We hit in the spring game, and that's it. That guy won a national championship. So
yeah, look him up.
Yeah, look, he wins. Google him. Google him. He wins. So there's more than one way to do it. But they don't have the same constraints as you do in the NFL. Like, you got to cut guys. You got to find out if they can play.
Yeah, but you also, I mean, like, if it works out for you, great. If it doesn't, then you're getting criticized either way. No matter which decision you decide to make, whether you want to be more physical with the way you approach with your squad in camp, or if you want to kind of, what did we call it? It was like a country club when Nathaniel Hackett was running it here.
Daycare, summer camp.
We saw the results on the football field. They couldn't even get plays off.
Yeah, when it works, it's great. When it doesn't, like if Kirk Cignetti had gone 5-12 last year or 5-7 last year,
right?
He would have never said that on the podcast. Yeah, we don't hit at all. That's why we stink at tackling.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
and they were one of the better teams doing it last year as well. Defensively they were underrated, I think, defensively.
They didn't lack physicality at all. At all. So, what works for you works for you.
All right. It's also a big weekend. There are some local ties to the Hall of Fame this weekend as Drew Brees went in, and his presenter was our very own Sean Payton. Probably a lot of chaos over in Canton, but Drew Brees gets in. Roger Craig, Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri, and Larry Fitzgerald. Do you like the class?
Who doesn't fit?
What do you mean? You mean the kicker? You mean the kicker?
No.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Oh, yes,
no,
you
I
do.
Don't. No, you mean the kicker. I was really asking.
I didn't even ask the question who didn't fit. I was just saying, hey, good class.
No, it's okay. I asked the question, but I don't know if Roger Craig. Roger Craig is a tough one for me.
Dude, Roger Craig was a baller.
There's a lot of ballers in the NFL. Roger Craig was a really, really good player. I don't know. If it takes you 27 years.
He was the first guy to do that.
That's dope. That's awesome. Good.
I think
hell of
you're,
accomplishment.
In the words of Roger Clemens, misremembering how good Roger Craig was for a stint there.
No, there's no way.
Because we were young when we were watching it, but it was like,
nope.
Dude. And then on Tecmo Bowl and every other game, it was Roger Craig.
I remember.
With Tom Rathman.
Brent Jones, obviously Joe Montana, John Taylor, and Jerry Rice. It was a hell of a team. I have trouble with the guy that's waited 27 years, I believe what the number was, or something like that. And
I don't know what it was.
Yeah, if it was going to happen, I think it probably would happen 20 years ago, and then you still wouldn't have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. So it's just a little tough for me because I put him up against the LaDainian Tomlinsons of the world and the Eric Dickersons of the world, and
you're talking about like top 10 guys of all time.
Well, I'm trying to keep the Hall. The Hall is what I'm trying to do here.
I get your point, and I've heard that a lot lately. It's not the Hall of Good
or accomplishment.
It needs to be the Hall of Great or Hall of Excellence. So, do you not believe Terrell Davis belongs in the Hall?
Yeah, that was a tough one for me.
I don't get that.
It was a tough one for me. He's a really, really, really good player.
You can't write the story of the NFL without Terrell Davis because he's a part of a team that was over a 3-year stretch. You remember that? You go back to '96, dude. They should have probably won it that year, the year that they lost to Jacksonville. Over a 3-year stretch, that team was 39-9.
They were good.
He was a Super Bowl MVP. He rushed for 2,000 yards in a season. Like I sometimes it's like I don't care how short the flame was because that's what people will say with TD, right? Is like the longevity wasn't there. Dude, if you're a Hall of Famer and you have 3, 4, 5 years in the league, I think it's pretty apparent that you're a Hall of Famer. I don't think you need the longevity. I don't think you need Curtis Martin did it the other way.
Yeah, no.
It was based on longevity.
I'm not
and being
about
able
Curtis
to,
Martin being in either.
I get you more on that, but
Yeah.
he's still in my mind. I don't have a problem with it. When I look at this class of Breeze, Roger Craig, Kuechly, Vinatieri, and Fitzgerald, I don't look at it and go, not deserving.
No, I love the class. I'm fine with the class. I just feel
Except for Craig.
Craig is a little bit of a wild card. I don't mind it, but here's the criteria for me in terms of being in the Hall of Fame. And Alex, let me talk to you because I need to talk to someone who's reasonable. There's 3 questions that I ask, okay? If I ask you if the player is a Hall of Famer and you hesitate, the answer is no. If you have to think about it, the answer is no for me. Okay? All right, I'll give you another criteria. Can you tell – this is another one that a lot of people use. Can you tell the story?
So you just said Terrell Davis isn't dead.
Well, did you have to think about it?
Me?
Is TD a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys
Damn
didn't hesitate.
Skippy.
So then for you, he's a Hall of Famer. That's
Mike Shanahan
Also
a Hall of
little
Famer?
biased, but
Yeah, we are all a little biased, right? I'm a TD fan. I'm a Bronco fan. So yeah, I'm about it. I don't mind him being in the Hall of Fame. but
Mike Shanahan a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
yes.
100%.
So the answer is yes. Second criteria: can you tell the story of the league with? We all know that one,
Yeah.
right? Without mentioning the player. And then the third one for me, which has kind of been a new one, is
How do you even get to 3 if you hesitate at all? You said you had 3 criteria. The first one, you hesitate even for a second.
maybe I do it in the opposite order. Maybe I do it in the opposite order. Let me give you this last one.
Gotcha.
In their prime, were they considered one of the best players in the NFL?
Absolutely for
Okay.
Terrell Davis.
Okay.
I mean,
in their prime, were they top 3? Were they top, at least top 5? Were they? And give me 2 or 3 years to be able to say that about any given player. You could say that about LaDainian Tomlinson. You could say that about Eric Dickerson, or we could just keep going. Ronnie Lott, keep going down the line. They were considered one of the best in their prime. I don't know if anybody would ever tell you that about Curtis Martin. They'd say, yeah, he's really good, but I don't know that he's better than Emmitt Smith, or there are a few guys that were in line ahead of him in his prime. So that's part of my criteria, at least the one I'm in love with the most recently.
So then Adam Vinatieri,
Yes.
Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Why?
He won some Super Bowls. He won that Carolina Super Bowl. He won that Rams Super Bowl. He was really good with the Colts. I can't remember if the Colts game didn't come down to it. No. That was the Bears. They shellacked the Bears.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they don't win those Super Bowls without Adam putting it through the uprights.
Well, not even to mention the
tuck rule
Foxborough
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kicking it in the snow.
That happened, too. You see, people forget what happened after the tuck. There was still a football game that happened after that.
Yeah, and like 4 inches of snow that he had to kick through.
Yeah.
Like a 40-some-yard field goal.
I'm cool with him being in.
I think they should put kickers and punters in like their own little wing, though.
See, here you go. Here you go.
Why?
Partitioning the Hall of Fame again. I don't want to partition the Hall of Fame. Like, yeah, these
Dude,
guys
could
are really
Adam
great, but
Vinatieri
these
go
guys,
out and make a tackle or make a play that was really going to change other than with his foot?
Okay, so you're saying they don't belong in?
No, I didn't say that. I said
See,
they
I'm
need
an
their
all or nothing guy.
I think they need their own wing of it, so that you're not taking away from this. And here's the problem: like, watch now, Belichick will probably go in this next year, and it was a travesty that he had to wait for 1 year, and that'll take another year away from Mike Shanahan, who is very worthy of being a Hall of Famer. He shouldn't be waiting. To be honest with you, I think the rules sometimes is stupid with how they limit it. But, like, that's why I think kickers and punters, not that they don't belong in the Hall of Fame, but it's a very specialized position on a football field, is it not?
Aren't all positions specialized?
No. The other positions aren't on another field just jacking around for practice.
Working on their golf game.
Like, there's a big difference. And then more like, 3 minutes every practice. Get over here. We're doing 2 minute. And if we get in field goal range, we want you to kick it.
Yeah, but it's also a factor in winning and losing.
Yeah,
Okay.
very much so.
So when you do it well and you get a guy that does it exceptionally well, I think, you can welcome him into the club. He can be at the party.
Jason Elam, a Hall of Famer?
Yes. No.
Oh,
No.
you hesitated.
I hesitated.
That's the
So
very
answer is
first
no.
rule on
That's the
Kyle's
rule.
criteria.
It's the rule. No.
Bax, is Jason Elam a Hall of Famer?
I would say no. I feel like kickers, you got to be especially good. You got to be
Adam Vinatieri.
top of the top.
Yes.
Elam was great, but I don't know And he didn't have like the clutch kicks that Vinatieri did.
That's what I'm saying.
The 63-yarder, he was consistent, but he didn't have Super Bowl winning kicks or playoff winning kicks.
I don't know. I think he deserves consideration for it.
But you just said I don't know.
Yeah, but that's not
So,
my rule.
next.
That's your rule.
Yeah, I know, but we're playing by my rules.
I don't have Jason Elam's numbers right up in front of me, but I think when the Broncos were winning back-to-back Super Bowls, and he had been here I think he got here like in the early 90s, so he did it for a long time, and he was very good at it as well. So like, why? But to your point, it's not the Hall of Very Good. It's the Hall of Fame.
It's Hall of Fame.
Got to be something different.
Got to be exceptional.
Who else could be on that list then?
Of who shouldn't be in?
No, on the kicker side. Like if you,
I would feel like Justin Tucker would be in
he
conversation.
might have
Maybe not
screwed himself
anymore.
now. Yeah,
right. But he was on that track.
Yeah, that's really it. They've got it right. Like Ray Guy is in, right?
Like a Morton Anderson, possibly.
Yeah, you've got to be a dude for a sustained period of time, and those guys do it for 20
smaller
years.
wing. It's
That's
a
fine.
smaller wing, but I think it should be a separate wing.
Okay, there'd be like 3 busts in there.
Yes, it'd be the lonely
The
part.
office, the kicker's office.
Well, they could sit they could put those over where they could look, at all the other busts.
Look at the football players.
Yeah.
Man, you're a tough crowd.
Did you like what Drew Brees had to say about our coach and Sean Payton, calling him brilliant?
I think to some degree he is. And you saw that how special the relationship was when Drew Brees made the call asking Sean Payton to present and speak for him at the Hall of Fame speech. So I don't think he was off base with that at all, no.
Yeah. Do you think Bo Nix and Sean Payton? Listen, that comparison's always going to happen just because of who the head coach is for the Broncos right now. But do you think now, does it make more sense that he relinquished the play calling duties? Because it was like Drew Brees looked at it as like a 2nd and 10. It's going to work perfectly. You have that sound right there? Hit it, Bex.
I miss our dot meetings, Coach. The night before every game, talking through every play, every situation, every matchup in the greatest of detail. I would literally ask Sean, hey, Coach, when do you think you'll call this play? He would squint his eyes and purse his lips. You know that look. Second quarter, across midfield, probably 47-yard line, 2nd and 10, left hash, left middle maybe. They'll never expect it. Precise, instinctive. Coach, you were brilliant. I saw myself as an extension of you on that field. I always had something to prove to you, and I always wanted to make you right. And I know you trusted me, and that allowed us both to be great.
Wow, man. It gives you the chills a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have hair on my arms, but if I did, I'd probably be standing up straight.
That was one of the best speeches I've heard as far as enshrinement ceremony.
No,
that was easily one of the best.
Breeze is a first class kind of guy for sure. But the relationship obviously speaks for itself. But that's the kind of person that we've learned that Sean Payton is. Like a little bit obsessive, maybe even a little bit crazy,
a little bit
determined for sure, and that's why
confident, supremely confident.
And that's when you ask yourself, we're second guessing so many times when you have a situation like you had in the AFC Championship game.
Oh my gosh!
And you walk away with nothing. A guy that detail oriented walked away with nothing.
No, well,
it doesn't make sense.
Listen, man, when we break down that Wickersham piece, he said all the things that he was going to do. It was on game day that for whatever reason, he kind of changed his mind. You remember, like, he challenged his defensive coaches. Was like, what type of game do you want this to be? You want it to be a shootout? Because if it is, we're probably in trouble. So, or do you want it to be like a 14-10 game? He knew everything was coming. We had Bianchi on that morning talking about the weather, that the weather was going to come in the second half. So, like, get out to a quick start, which they did. They went down. They scored right away. And is that it? Is that the play where they don't take the points? But we're watching it in studio if you're out there listening to us, wondering what I'm referring to. But he had it all played out, and he's the one who called the timeout. And it wasn't even the fact that he went for it, I don't think. It was that the play was such a disaster from the second that Stidham snapped the football. The play was blown up. It had zero chance of being successful at all, and you could have gone up 10-0 in a game which you ended up losing 10-7. All of it laid out for you.
For a guy who doesn't not consider any situation in a football game. And for that to be the outcome, that's a little tough pill to swallow. But in any event, I can't think of I don't know, there's really good tandems in the NFL in terms of quarterback and head coach. But they don't play second fiddle to anybody. You think Montana and Walsh and even Steve
Shanahan and Elway.
Yeah, show me a great quarterback, I'll show you a great coach.
No doubt about it.
Vice versa. Which one's more important?
Quarterback.
Yeah, we'll get to that on the other side. I also want to get into a couple of the other statements that Drew Brees made about Sean Payton during his Hall of Fame induction yesterday. We do all of that coming up next.
With Courtland Sutton and Jalen Waddle getting rest days at camp, the door's been wide open. The guys like Marvin Mims and second-year man Pat Bryant are walking right through it. New offensive play caller Davis Webb has the keys now. Could 2026 be a breakout year for both receivers? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recycle-On Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at Bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recycleon.org/Colorado.
Most families get their financial advice in pieces. A financial advisor here, a CPA there, an estate attorney somewhere else. Everyone means well, but nobody's talking to each other, and those gaps can work against you. Trajan Wealth's family office brings wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning together, not as separate conversations, but as one coordinated system built around your life, your goals, and the people who matter most. Ours is a true family office, not one that refers you out because it's convenient. This kind of dedicated collaboration used to require a 7-figure net worth, but here's the game changer. Trajan kicked that door open. Trajan advisors are fiduciaries, always obligated, always honored to act in your best interest. Unlock your Trajan family office at TrajanWealth.com or call 1-855-TRAJAN-1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
I have a dare for you. After you use your old mop and bucket, put on your whitest socks and walk across the floor. Now look down. What's that gray stuff on your socks? I used to have that too, until I switched to Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop breaks down and locks away tough messes. Take the dare. Try Swiffer Power Mop. White sock approved.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years guaranteed? Thanks to Xfinity, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through August 24th, get the best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats and finds and fixes issues before you even notice them. No annual contracts or commitments, no hidden fees, and the best equipment included. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
For 90 years, Belco Credit Union has proudly called Colorado home. That's thanks to all our members who have helped us grow alongside our beautiful state. To celebrate our anniversary, Belco is offering a special low fixed rate on a new home equity choice line advance. If you've been waiting to start a new home renovation project, now's the perfect time. Go to belco.org/90 years to see full offer details. Equal housing opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. All loans subject to approval. Belco. Banking for everyone.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
This way. What is it, Kyle?
Weezer.
No. What is this from?
90s.
TV show?
Friends.
Yeah. Wow.
That help?
I don't know that I want you on my Family Feud team.
Well, I mean, it just depends what 100 people they talk to.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, let me pay off a couple texts on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. And this one comes from Mike and Parker. Elam's teams didn't need him to win Super Bowls because his offense was better. Yes, he deserves the Hall of Fame. Roger Craig should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. The fact that he is just getting in now shows you what a joke the Hall is. That from the 720-556. And then this from Dylan in Federal Heights. Legends of the Hidden Temple or Guts were the two shows that I wanted to be on, game shows. I know Legends of the Hidden Temple, but I don't know Guts.
Maybe we'll put it on in the studio. I'm sure we'll recognize it when we see it.
Guts or
yeah.
Legends of the Hidden Temple was a great one too, man. Remember that one?
Nope, I don't.
Nickelodeon had all the good ones back in the day. Plus, Nickelodeon had Salute Your Shorts, which was a TV show.
Doug.
Hey Dude, Doug. All the good ones. Excuse me. I want to go back to Drew Brees' comments when he was getting inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame yesterday. He said, Coach, you were brilliant. Why wasn't it, Coach, you are brilliant? He's still coaching.
There's a lot of people there. You might be a little bit nervous. I'm not sure that he completely thought that through. I don't think that was
used to be brilliant, but you're not anymore.
Yeah, like
Coach,
what kind of backhanded
Coach, you were
compliment?
brilliant when I was with you.
Yeah.
But now
I've been watching, and I don't think.
And so I wanted to tie this into the decision that was made, and I think mostly because of Sean Payton saying I could be better for my team if I'm not in that seat anymore and relinquishing the play calling duties to a guy like Davis Webb. I just don't know that he ever was going to get that type of relationship like he had with Drew Brees again. Like where it was like they were kind of just working off one another. And I made this point 2 weeks ago when we were on the show. Is like you had Davis and Bo over here like being, hey, we're friends, we're buddies, we're cool. And Sean's like, listen to me, fellas. Like kind of not even like the cool uncle, but like the dad, and kind of maybe feeling like that third wheel where he didn't have that type of relationship. Do you think that has anything to do with the decision to ultimately say, all right, Davis, offense is in your hands for the most part?
Well, I think the Broncos being third in the league in punts last year and first in the league in 3 and outs probably had a little bit more to do with it than anything else.
So you think he was brilliant too at one point? Just not there anymore.
I don't know.
Coach, you were brilliant.
No, don't put those words in my mouth.
Better.
I don't. I think that has more to do with it than anything. But at the same time,
but who was calling the plays when they were doing that?
Yeah, listen, it was Sean. So I mean, he's got to own that for sure. I just don't think that the relationship and the entry point between Knicks and Brees were the same. You got to remember, Brees was coming off a really bad shoulder injury.
Yeah.
And San Diego at the time was going in another direction.
Phillip Rivers.
It's going to be Phillip Rivers. And so at that point, Drew Brees was pretty much an unknown or maybe even an outcasted quarterback. And so
I think he was known. I think it was the injury that scared a lot of teams away because he reportedly, if I remember correctly, it was the Dolphins that were interested in him too.
Drew Brees said it was Miami all the way.
Yeah, and then
it was Nick Saban at the time.
And then he references in his induction speech, like he always wanted to prove Sean right because Sean's ultimately the one who gave him that opportunity. And that was his first year, the Katrina year.
Yes.
Like that.
No. That was Reggie Bush's first year. I can't remember. It might be. We'll have to double back on that. I remember it was close.
Yeah.
Right. And they all had kind of a little trepidation about going to New Orleans because they didn't know what kind of situation they'd be going into. But I don't know that Bo Nix came in the league with that type of axe to grind. And I think Sean Payton probably loved that situation. Like, we're guys with something to prove. Nobody he kind of played into that a little bit. And they made it work. So, I mean, what would be the
you don't think Bo Nix has like that?
That's what I'm asking. What would be the point to prove?
Because a lot of people
like two?
And this is
1 year after for Brees. Yeah, 1 year after Katrina for Brees.
And then became like the king of that city.
Then Reggie Bush came along, and then Colston,
yeah.
and all the pieces started getting added.
Where were we going before that?
If there's an axe to grind with Bo, what is the point to prove with Bo
totally.
Nix? The entry point for Bo Nix and Sean Payton. What can they hang?
Drew
their
Brees
hat on?
was a second-round pick. Am I right?
Yeah.
A lot of people believed that Bo Nix wasn't worthy of a first-round selection, and then just being the sixth of six quarterbacks taken in that draft. And I'm not even just saying people nationally, even here. Like that wasn't my selection. If I had I liked Drake May and I liked McCarthy better at the time, if I'm being honest about it. I love where Bo Nix is now, but I think he does have that similar kind of mindset, just the chip on your shoulder that they don't believe you can do it, that you don't have the intangibles or the physical skill set to be good in this league. And I think Bo Nix has proven everyone wrong through 2 years, and hopefully it continues and takes a big leap in year 3. But I think there's a similar mindset there. I think there's, like, when you've seen kind of similarities between players, that's why I thought it was cool when Bo Nix was able to, clap back at Sean Payton during that Vegas game 2 years ago when he made a check call, right? Should have been a touchdown. Play was there. He missed Troy Franklin, I think, by just barely. Should have been a touchdown. And he's walking off the field, and Coach Payton's like, John at him. And Bo Nix gets right back in his face. Like, that type of stuff, you needed that because we saw it the year before where Russell Wilson just took it. He's screaming at him on the sideline. He's sitting there like he's about to cry.
Yeah, I don't think Drew Brees presents as a timid person.
No.
But I don't think you can be in a room with Sean Payton if you're timid. It's not going to work out for you.
Not at all.
If you don't have the stones to say, no, this is what I see or this is what I'm comfortable with. And I'm sure that's how those pregame meetings went with Drew Brees. Like, no, hey, Coach, this is what I'm thinking here. And when you collaborate in that way, obviously that was a really special stew that they made up there. And obviously both of them came out on the winning end of it. I want to give you something else, too, because Mike Tomlin said it. By the way, Mike Tomlin on the broadcast, like, this is going to be gold this year. But I'm excited for that.
What, for the Hall of Fame game?
For the Hall of Fame game. And, he interviewed quarterback in Carolina. Bryce Young. But Mike Tomlin said, hey, I didn't call plays because I wanted to be able to zoom out and take that 30,000-foot view of my football team. And he said he could probably see things a little bit better from that perspective when he wasn't so dialed in with his head down trying to call plays. And so that might be the approach, or at least I think it is, the approach that Sean Payton is taking. He's not wrong for that, by the way.
No, but it's also like this isn't like his third year being a head coach. He was a head coach in New Orleans for how many seasons? This will be his fourth season here in Denver. And now you're making that decision. Are you saying Tomlin, when he said that, he did that right when he got the head coaching job? When he came over from Minnesota?
Well, because he had Dick LeBeau, remember?
Yeah.
So I don't think Mike Tomlin ever called plays.
That's a huge difference for it. Like, Mike Tomlin called plays, I don't know how many years he wasn't even a defensive coordinator for very long. He was in Minnesota 1 year, I think, before Pittsburgh hired him. That is so much of Sean Payton's identity, though, is that was his style. And now you're going to have to learn that it isn't. You're doing something completely different this year. And having to sit back and just play it out.
Are you nervous about, like, I feel like you view this as a concession. Like, this is a warrior laying down his weapon. He's come as far as he could come. And now it's time for someone else to pick it up and fight on. I feel like
I think that's a perfect analogy.
Well, you're welcome.
But did you lay down the weapon for the right reasons? And are you going to be able to say, I'm not going to pick it back up? Because I think that could be an issue. I didn't think so. I was like, hey, man, you make that type of decision. A lot of thought went into it.
It's his weapon.
And you got to be disciplined. It's I just don't know if it's going to be a problem, especially if there's not smooth sailing and it doesn't look, proficient from early on. You don't think that could be an issue?
It could, but I think he's grown. He's matured enough. He can deal with that. I hope so. I don't want it to be an issue, but you're going to find out early. You got the Rams week 3.
Fixing to find out.
You're going to find out.
Fixing to find out. That's going to be a lot of it as we get ready for this 2026 season. All right, we get to a quick break, but when we get back, we take our Sunday stroll.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Beyond Dino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Ductworks. Summertime is all about staying cool and comfortable. But what about the air flowing through your home? You rely on your AC all summer long. Make sure the air that's circulating in your home is clean and fresh. Your air ducts collect dust, debris, and allergens year-round, and summertime airflow keeps it moving throughout your house. It's one of the most overlooked parts of your home, but it impacts the air you breathe every single day. That's why I trust the professionals at Ductworks. They're personable. When you call, you're always going to talk to a live person. They're educated guys, and Ductworks is Colorado's top-rated air duct cleaning company, trusted by thousands of 5-star reviews. Before your AC works through another Colorado summer, make sure the air you're breathing is clean. Call them for a free estimate today. 303-425-0985. That's 303-425-0985 or online at ductworks.com.
303-425-0985.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Now at Lowe's, faster quotes start at the Lowe's Pro Desk. Got a material list handwritten on a sticky note or saved as a photo? Perfect. Bring it to us and get a quote in minutes. And if you don't see what you need on the shelf, we'll help you get it. You can access thousands of products beyond what's available in store or on Lowe's.com, right from the Lowe's Pro Desk. Build quotes faster and source the materials you need to keep your jobs moving. Just like that, at Lowe's.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feel.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insured.
My father started Williams Jewelers in 1947 as a humble little neighborhood jewelry shop. And I opened our Cherry Creek North store in 1973. I'm Bruce Williams.
And I'm Michelle Williams. I literally grew up here in the jewelry business, grading diamonds and gemstones and designing custom jewelry for families just like yours.
Here at Williams Jewelers, you'll find our curated collections, including Hearts on Fire, Lake of Bahar, Sloan Street, Mastaloni Pearls, and dozens more.
And a diamond and bridal department with the latest engagement ring styles and wedding bands from Tacori, A. Jaffe, and Gabriel & Company.
Add to that Tag Heuer sporting watches and pre-owned Rolex timepieces, all at the guaranteed best prices in Colorado.
At Williams Jewelers, we're proudly old school Cherry Creek North, where people and sweet puppies are always welcome.
And where you'll always be treated just like our father would.
Like family.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
The official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
The weekend is upon us, and we're here to walk you through today's top headlines. So lace up and join Kyle, Reese, and Marcello Romano on this week's Sunday Stroll.
All right, Sunday morning, 7:45, we take our Sunday stroll around the neighborhood, see what's going on in the sports world. Who Kyle's going to leave a note on their window or their door. Get your stuff picked up. I'm going to start right here, Kyle, and then I'll kick it to you. You can find something else on this. But Max Scherzer moves into the top 10 all-time on strikeouts, passing Walter Johnson. He is second among active players with, I believe, 3,516 career strikeouts. Does that mean something to you?
Top 10 in anything, especially baseball. I mean, for as long as they've been playing, 200 years or something like that.
He passed Walter Johnson, who played about 100 years before he did.
Yeah,
true.
Probably more.
So to crack that top 10 is pretty significant. I mean, that's Cooperstown worthy. Yes, is the answer if you ask me the question.
Especially
yes.
nowadays with the way that pitching has been limited. You know, we talked about unbreakable records a couple weeks ago. Some of the pitching ones are just never, like Nolan Ryan's will never be caught. The 300-game winners are probably not going to happen anymore. Like, that stuff is just the way the game has changed and evolved. It's not going to happen anymore. So anytime you can see an active player crack a top 10 list, I think it's notable for sure.
To me, it's twofold, though. Like, it's the productivity is obvious, but the longevity in it. You know, because what is he?
Yeah.
38? Something like that. What? How old is
Scherzer?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's older than that.
Yeah. So, I mean, to sustain that level of play for that long in order to crack the top 10s, it's pretty impressive.
Especially pitching. The injuries that kind of go along with that as well. All right, moving along. Did you see what happened yesterday in the WNBA?
They played.
Yeah. Well, it got kind of past the game a little bit.
No, what happened?
Chicago and Indiana played. And, you know, Sophie Cunningham.
Here we go.
You're going to get your jersey, right? She took a hard foul yesterday, and I can't pronounce Carrington's first name.
Dejanay?
Yeah, Dejanay. Dejanay Carrington. And they're both physical players. They've done this before. But she hit Sophie Cunningham, and it was originally ruled a flagrant run. They went to video review, and they upgraded it to a flagrant 2, which immediately meant that Dejanay Carrington was going to be ejected from the game. She goes back to the locker room and hits up social media and says that it was white privilege. You didn't hear anything about this?
Mm-mm.
And like this was like the story yesterday.
No, I chose peace yesterday. Apparently, they chose war. Okay, so here's the problem I have with this. It's okay to be upset. Contest it. Talk to the league.
It was a worthy foul. Or it was a worthy flagrant.
It was legit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to look it up.
And Sophie Cunningham said, listen, I did the same thing last year. I was ejected, and rightfully so. I deserved it.
Yeah. My bigger issue is just running to social media to vent.
Yeah.
Because now you're dividing.
And you're bringing something that doesn't have to do with basketball, which is unfortunate because Sophie Cunningham's been in the news lately for some of her comments on athletes and where they belong. Caitlin Clark, of course, has been, kind of like that, the poster girl of the WNBA, which a lot of people and players in that league, there's a lot of people that don't like, the Fever, but those two players in particular. And it seems like most of the conversations that we have about this league aren't even about the sport itself. which this is a time where you should be growing and flourishing. And instead we have all these outside topics that are being brought into the WNBA. And I don't know that that helps the sport grow at all.
No, I love a fierce, well-contested rivalry. That's fine. You know what I mean? And it's okay to not like each other. But to bring in the other elements, I think might be a step in the wrong direction for the league. And then lastly, like, for that reaction, give yourself an hour, maybe 2, to calm down, come back to earth, and think if is that the right next step? And so you can't take that back. The internet is forever, as they say. And so now you're always going to be, Carrington is always going to be the player that ran to the locker room and, posted about how racist the WNBA was. So I think it's a lesson to be learned for everybody. That's unfortunate. I hate to hear that happen.
Yeah. Well, it took, it's still kind of, I think, number one story on ESPN right now. It's unfortunate because and I think Caitlin Clark, we talked about that a couple weeks ago too, about it being their 30th anniversary and her not really being involved in any of like the promotional material and what she's been able to do for that league. Not just her, but the game has gotten, I think, better. And it should be a time where they're flourishing and becoming more and more popular. Instead, they're being talked about for all the wrong reasons, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, too bad.
All right, moving on. You said you guys did Deal or No Deal last week with the Colorado Rockies. We ended up seeing what they did do. Were you happy with it? Are they going to avoid the 100-loss season? And then, 2, it's not going to be baseball next year, most likely, right? Because of what happened last Saturday with Tarek Skubal being traded to the evil empire in the Los Angeles Dodgers. A lot of people thought that was going to be the final straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. So if the Rockies didn't do enough and then they end up losing 100 games again, I think they had lost 323 over the previous 3 seasons, we'd have to sit and wait out, I'm saying probably at least a half a year, but the Major League Baseball may miss a whole season in a time when we're trying to get the Rockies pointed in the right direction. Did you like where they what moves they made to avoid 100 losses, and then just give a little on the likelihood of the Major League Baseball season being canceled next year?
I don't know if the move is to avoid 100 losses. I think it's to get a little bit more athletic. It seems like there was quite a bit of trading for pitchers. You know what I mean? Like Senzatella leaves, and you get pitchers back in exchange for it. Brenton Doyle was a little bit of a head-scratcher for me because I feel like he's a player that might be approaching his prime, that you might be able to include in the next 4 or 5 years of a competitive Rockies team. So that was a little bit of a head-scratcher.
He just never really materialized to what we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I think them keeping Jake McCarthy, it speaks to the value. By the way, he's having a career season. So I don't
extending
mind.
Moniak?
Yeah. There's you could tell it's a different thought process. Whether it's going to work out, it's going to be, like you said, probably 2 or 3 years before we actually see if it bears any fruit. But I don't mind the moves that were. Doyle was just the one that I was kind of,
Gotcha. Bex, you're a baseball guy.
Yeah. Senzatella we talked about, thought it would happen. Doyle surprised me a little bit, but understandable because they got McCarthy, Moniak, and Carrig. Like, where is he going to fit in the outfield? And he's battled all the injuries the last couple of years. And Vodnik, we didn't really talk about a whole lot. Pretty good return for all 3. They got some decent minor leaguers building for the future. I did think McCarthy would go, so that was a bit of a surprise. And we talked a little bit about Moniak getting possibly extended, and of course that happens. I like that move. I really like what Moniak's brought. So overall, I'd give it maybe a B or a B+. And also talked about the potential of trading Hunter Goodman in that the Rockies wanted the number 1 prospect back. That wasn't going to happen, so no deal on Goodman.
I like that they valued it that high. They said either you give us that or you get no dice. You know what I mean? And then, 2, your guys' thoughts on what looks like, enjoy it while it's here, the last few months of baseball, because it may be a long time before we see it again, with everyone thinking that the players will be locked out and there's going to be a huge negotiation, which they're not even in the same neighborhood right now. So players versus league.
Yeah, so what are you going to do in the summer? Like, what's Denver going to do next June and July?
Well, I think Denver's probably a little bit easier to figure out what you're going to do than
people still
go
to the
in
park.
New York or Philly or Boston, LA. Yeah, you're going to have Some lonely times. Bex, you think they get anything worked out?
I don't. I really don't. I think it's going to be detrimental to the sport in like 1994 was.
Yeah.
And it's going to suck. I'm not looking forward to it.
You remember that. Well, I don't know how much you remember, but I remember it. The replacement players and the not having a World Series. It was something that seems so silly, like that they wouldn't be able to get any kind of solution from, but they are worlds apart as far as what they want, and we'll see how it plays out. But I'm not looking forward to it, so enjoy it while it's here.
Yeah, speaking of stinking, the Dodgers have been pretty bad lately.
Yeah, 7 in a row, and then they won last night, but right after the Skubal deal.
Was that 3-7 in the last 10 or something like that?
I want to let's put a
Poor
pin in
guys.
that because
man.
starting hour 2, I want to get your guys' thoughts on: is it the Dodgers' fault what they did and what they were able to acquire in Tarek Skubal last Saturday night, and was it the final straw that will kind of end any chance of getting a 2027 season going next year? We start hour number 2 with a little bit of Major League Baseball coming up next.
The Broncos defense isn't waiting for September.
You want to know what time it is? Time to play football.
Through 3 straight padded practices this week, the defense has been flat-out dominant, shutting things down from start to finish. This is a squad that went to the AFC Championship last year. And right now at camp, they look like they could be even better than last year. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain? Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at spineone.com.
Summer should be a time of joy for children, but Wish kids often miss out due to their illness, creating a dark chapter during a time that should be filled with sunshine and memories. A wish from Make-A-Wish Colorado can change everything for these children, giving them the strength and hope they need to persevere in their fight against critical illness. My name is Carrie Fletcher. I'm part of the Alpine Bank family, member FDIC. Today, Alpine Bank hopes you'll decide to make a life-changing impact in the life of Colorado Wish kids by supporting Make-A-Wish Colorado. There are currently more than 450 Colorado kids with critical illnesses who are waiting for a life-changing wish, and 110 more kids will be diagnosed this summer. You can help make their wishes come true. Visit wish.org/Colorado to help Make-A-Wish Colorado grant some memorable wishes this summer.
Summer weather can be full of surprises. If your home has been affected by the recent storms, trust a local professional roofer with decades of combined experience. Golden Spike Roofing is here for all your repair or roof replacement needs. Call today for a free inspection and estimate for roofing done right down to the last nail.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, get early access to our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 25% upfront bonus? And are they promising you up to 9% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They aren't. That's up to $25,000 upfront or up to $9,000 per year on $100,000, guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Unlock your Trajan family office at TrajanWealth.com or call 1-855-TRAJAN-1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN-1.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. DBA in most states says Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello.
I didn't even know we were playing that game.
Yeah, but you didn't know that jam. What one could you
I got
get?
to it.
Give me a sitcom theme song that you could hit.
I could probably do Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely do Martin Lawrence. Yeah, you keep going. I could probably get a few.
Full House.
Yeah. Family Matters.
Oh, yeah, Family Matters. Easy.
Different Strokes. I can do that one. Charles in Charge.
Wow, good pull on Charles in Charge, dude.
I could do those.
All right, we won't spend a ton of time on this, but I did kind of tease into it as we went to break to end up the first hour. Is it the Dodgers' fault that the league is basically not going to play next year? They're operating the same way that any other team can operate. I get all of that, but they also certainly have much more to work with as far as assets, and they've built up a good farm system. So you got to give them credit on that front too. Bex gave me a look like he thinks that's bogus talk.
No, it's right. It's just they have advantages that other teams don't have. Their front office has millions more to spend than anyone else. They have a TV deal that's better than any other team in the league. So yes, I mean their farm system is always stacked. They do a great job of developing players, but they also have advantages that the small market teams just don't have.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, listen, I get the competitive balance that Manfred's talking about when he came out a couple months ago and said every team that has a major league or every city that has a major league team wants the idea that they have an opportunity to win. And it's just few and far between that we see these smaller markets. We saw the Rockies get there in 2007. I think the Royals, when they had their run a few years back, gave people kind of encouragement. But it's just – it is like one of the team I root for. I expect them to be good year in and year out because of what they have as well. The Dodgers are going on an opportunity to have a three-peat, which we haven't seen since the late 90s with that Yankees squad with Jeter and Rivera. And I don't know how you're going to fix it at this point now. It's gone so far that it's like, what are you going to institute now that's going to fix it? And I can see there's going to be, there's pull on both sides of it. But they let it get too far too long ago for them to kind of fix it, and they are going to run into a big problem. And finding a solution for it is going to take time that they don't have.
Yeah, excuse me. I think if you pull back the layers deep enough, though, I know people want parity. But there's probably a little bit more than we all want to acknowledge. Like Toronto was in the World Series last year.
Yeah.
A few years ago, like you said, the Royals, they went on a run.
Diamondbacks were in a few years ago.
Ahead of schedule. I remember talking to Dante about that, and he was like, yeah, they have a promising young team. They like their young hitters, and before you knew it, they were in the World Series. So teams can get hot and be competitive in baseball probably a little faster than most sports. But, yes, the haves do dominate it, the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Red Sox. Who else would you put in that category?
Well, the Cubs should be more.
Shouldn't they be a have?
They should.
But they're not.
The Mets tried it this year. They've failed miserably. There's teams that, even with those advantages that they have, certainly have, like the Mets have way more than what the Rockies are able to do.
And they're in New York. That's
good.
Part of the conversation.
But it also puts the pressure on those teams to win year in and year out, which is fine. That's what you want as a fan. The Dodgers, if they don't win it this year, you know how many people are rooting against the Dodgers now? Listen, I don't mind the Dodgers, and I don't really even mind what they did, because sometimes it's like it doesn't matter. You have to still go out there and play and win these games. Now they have advantages, and they should win. But that like being a Yankees fan, I know should doesn't mean you're going to.
And that's the part that makes.
And those Yankees teams that were like building those dynasties, those weren't the ones that were getting criticism for spending money. It was when they went out and got like Roger Clemens later, after they had won in '96, and then they won '98, '99, and 2000. Then they started doing the evil empire type of stuff.
Giambi and Sheffield.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the parity I'm speaking towards. You know, they still have to go out and compete, and it doesn't always fall in their favor. But I also understand that, you know, you could be talking about a potential monopoly in the Dodgers.
Right.
But it's hard to knock them for doing good business.
I know. They're operating under the way the rules
all these deferred contracts. What is that? I mean, you just defer. Only going to pay $2 million out of 38 this year.
But they can. So because they do business better than the other teams, we're upset with them.
I'm not upset with them. No, you got to go out and win. Listen, but listen, because the team that I root for in Major League Baseball has been criticized for much of the same things, right? Like in the Yankees. So I get it, because it's not always accurate, but they are playing the game the way that it's allowing them to play it. And they have those resources that a lot of teams don't have, but you also do have to credit them for they do have a pretty damn good farm system. There's guys that have rolled through there that were guys that they selected and groomed up that now have had success with the Dodgers and have been shipped off to other places. Like, what is it, May? He's somewhere else. Walker Buehler's somewhere else now. Like, these guys that they had kind of developed, and the Tigers were asking a lot for Skubal. I don't know what they really got out of for. Like, I know the packages what was discussed with the Yankees were ridiculous. Like, it wasn't going to happen.
I didn't feel like they really gave up a whole lot. That's a deal that many teams could have made, the deal that the Dodgers made. They gave up, 2 prospects in their top 10 and then the number 17
So are you
prospect.
pissed at the Tigers, too, for doing that, taking that deal and saying, here, go and try and win another championship?
Everybody wants to be the Dodgers' friend. Hopefully 2 or 3 years.
They got to do them a solid and give them to a contender. And
Yeah, I think that's tough. But I just feel like in baseball, if you get good business people in place, you can probably advance faster than any other sport, because there is no cap. So, and that's probably the cure-all to everything that we're talking about. Like, okay, you can spend $225 or whatever the number is. I don't really care what the number is, but that's what is that might be the cure-all for everything. But even look at the league right now. Like, the Brewers are good. Wouldn't you call them a small market team?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have been good for a while.
So there's things that we want to believe about baseball.
But to your point though, like, they're good right now, and would they have been in the sweepstakes for Skubal? Like, maybe, but like if they make a mistake, it sets them back much further than if the Dodgers make a mistake on this, right? Like, or the Yankees. Like, so we've seen it here where the Rockies for years were gun shy after the Denny Nagel and Mike Hampton deals, because they put so much of their resources into those 2 baskets, and it didn't work out, and it looked like they believe it set them back for years instead of keep swinging at it. Like the teams that win in baseball are the teams that have that ability to be like, we're all right if we make a mistake. Now, if the Brewers go out and make a decision like that and give up some prospects and that they're wrong on it, it could set them back a hell of a lot further than it's going to set back the Dodgers.
Fair. I think if we've seen anything in this town, like even when the Broncos were acquired, and you see what the Walton Penner Group has done since they've been in town, like those are people, they're just flat out winners. And they understand business, and they understand how it fits into the dynamics of sports.
We want winners.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. The best thing he can do for us is take a shower. How about that? But listen,
can't win with him.
And I think that group recognized the opportunity that is within the Rockies and said, hey, if we apply our template.
Dude, that's probably the most underrated thing that has happened in Colorado sports this year is that they purchased 40% of that club.
I wish it had happened 3 or 4 years ago.
Agreed, because we don't know what's going to happen with this assumed lockout and when they're going to get back on the field to kind of start seeing movement there. But I don't know, man. It'll be sad to see. So if you are a baseball fan, and we'll wrap it up on this, enjoy it while you have it because you might not have it for quite some time going forward. That's it.
Moment of silence for baseball.
And then we get into what we all really, really, really love, and that's the NFL. 1 week down. Give me some storylines that you've noticed out at camp over at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit. What are the names that you've heard so far that you were like, yeah, I was expecting that? And I know we talked about the injuries earlier, but there's a few people out there turning some heads that may be a little bit of a surprise. Any of those catching your eye?
Okay, so the ones that you expected. Waddle, okay, check. You knew that's what it was going to be. Mims, you heard that name all last week. Now you've got a little bit of a scare with it, right? Okay, so you slow walk that because you know what he can give you. The names that I'm looking to hear are what rookie from this year's draft class or even a second-year guy is going to be the next guy to make a splash. So is it going to be Jonah Coleman? Is it going to be is it going to be one of the tight ends in Jolly or Bentley? I mean, what are we going to do from a youth standpoint that's going to make one of these older guys expendable? So you saw even an older guy that was expendable this year, Jonathan Franklin Myers. Well, you could do that because you're pretty deep on the defensive line. Now, you lost one last week, but what young guy, that's the name. Those are the names that I'm looking for. Is it going to be a Murdoch?
I like that one.
Yeah.
I think, and you just said Jonah Coleman, and Sean Payton said he referenced him by name last week. He said that he called him the young runner first, right? The young runner, kind of Jonah.
Yeah,
snuck in
that's
a little
Bill
Jonah
Parcells.
there.
That's where.
Well, yeah, I mean, like we've known that for a while. Like he calls him the player.
Yeah,
I like the player. The young runner is surprised him. So I don't know that I still think R.J. Harvey needs to be given a little bit more love. I think people are already just saying he's just a specialty guy. He'll be our third down guy. He'll be our guy who's catching balls out of the backfield. There's a lot of growth that can happen between year one and year two from a running back position. And with everything that we've heard from J.K. Dobbins, all their opportunities might be limited because he promised that he was going to play in all 17 games this year.
And I told everybody last week I would take that.
What?
I'm putting my pinky in the air. Like, come on, give me the pinky promise. And you said you'd buy us a drink, so I'm at the bar waiting because that's going to be a tough ask for him to play 17 games. If he plays 15, look, I'm fine with that because that means, he probably was a part of winning 8 of those. And so that would be a good thing for the Broncos, but that just is not his track record. So, but back to your point, just in terms of Jonah Coleman, the player, and R.J. Harvey, nobody has to love him more. I love R.J. Harvey enough for everybody. So if you feel like he's short on love, don't worry about it. I got him. And
okay.
Yeah. Don't even sweat that. But my thing is, with Davis Webb now calling the plays, you might get an opportunity to show and express the love that you have for R.J. Harvey, and that might be why you should be excited about it, because you really weren't in the first hour. You're kind of like, Sean Payton conceded, and he laid down his sword, and you were kind of all in a tizzy about it.
Is that your imitation of me?
Well, that's how it felt on this side of the room.
Did you just say sword, too?
Sword.
Instead of sword? Did you say
it's
sword?
Got a W in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know.
The Olympics has a O in it. In the
it's
sword.
Olympics.
Yeah.
And a sword.
Is it sword or
laid
sword?
down his sword.
Yeah. That's how it felt on this side.
I didn't do. You don't have any concerns that this is going to be it's just smooth sailing for you. Like Davis Webb, no problem. You've never done it before. It's going to be easy work. All work is light work, right?
Right, Ty Lawson.
Yeah. He got in trouble recently, too, man.
Put down the Tito's,
Put it
bro.
down, bro. Put it down. I have trepidation about it, but it's not because of Davis Webb. I have trepidation because they open with Kansas City, Jacksonville, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. That's what I'm worried about. And then by the way, the Chargers and the Seahawks come after that.
Yeah, we've discussed the schedule at length. I think Sean Payton, like when he didn't know that schedule when I made the decision, but do you think he was immediately going, I don't know if that's the best start for me to let the young guy get this opportunity?
Well, that's why I'm willing to give him some grace. It might take
which one?
Yeah, Webb. It might take a little bit.
Oh, I think you are, and
For
I
sure.
am.
Might take a little bit.
But Sean Payton, how long is that leash for Sean Payton? Listen, man, if all you've done for a majority of your career is call plays, and I ask you this, like, what is something that you think you do better than anyone else?
In life?
Yeah, anything. Could be anything.
I make a mean brisket.
Yeah, you make some mean brisket.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to hand that over to your brother-in-law.
Nah, hell no.
Right?
Yeah, no.
If that's kind of what you do, that's Kyle's signature. And people have applauded you for and praised you for years about how brilliant you were. See how I did that? Were. And then all of a sudden you're going to be like, hey, you can do it today. And you're not going to be sitting there over his shoulder going, don't do that. Don't do that.
But you
Take
pay
it
it
off.
forward. You give the tips. You give away the recipe when you hand it to
I'm just
somebody
saying,
that you
like,
trust.
Exactly. It's not. We make it sound like it's just easy work for Sean Payton to be like, go for it, Davis.
No, I'm sure it's
Have
not
at
easy.
it, bud. Like, there's going to be times in the season where I guarantee you he's going to get on that mic before Davis and then be like, oh, it's not my job anymore.
You're probably right about that. And he's going to miss that part about it. But I think it's a really mature, if I can say that for a 60-year-old man, decision to say my team is going to be better if I play this role.
I 100% agree with you. And if that is the case and he put that much thought into it and he's going to be that disciplined, I think he's going to let it play out. I don't think you're going to see a John Morton, Dan Campbell situation. I don't think you're going to see that. But I do think it's going to be tough for him to watch it at times. And he'll definitely be on the cusp of being like, I want to make that decision, but you got to let it play out. It's just when you've done something for so long and you know you're good at it, it's hard to just envision that it's going to be smooth sailing for me.
Well, and one thing that might help out in that situation is that John Morton is now part of that staff. And now you say, okay, well, what did you learn from that situation? And he was the one who drew up the play for Frank Crum last year, by the way. The one big guy scored like 300-pound man scoring a touchdown. That was weird. But, learning from that situation, okay, where did this go wrong at? Let's have that conversation. Because there are going to be times where Sean Payton says, now, doggone it, I wouldn't have done it that way. But you have to trust people. If you trust them, you got to let him make his mistakes. You got to be willing to go through the good and bad with him.
Did you call plays?
I did.
As a head coach or no?
I did. And handed it over. And it's better for the team. It makes everything Tuesday through Thursday better.
But what about Friday night? You just said Tuesday through Thursday better.
Yeah.
Friday night's your game night,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I'm on pins and needles any damn way. But you do interject at times. You do get on the headset and say, hey, I want to run the ball here. Hey, remember what we talked about on Tuesday, this particular play. We're in the part of the field that we said we would call this play on. It happens. It's going to happen. But, you have to keep
That's
yourself
why, I keep going back to those comments from Breeze about Sean Payton and that, Coach, you were brilliant. And I'm kind of playing that up a little bit, but when you go back to the Wickersham piece and, like, every detail, if Sean Payton said, hey, Coach, when do you think we're going to call this? And he's even detailing the hash, where he's going to be at on the field, positive side, 47-yard line on the 50 in the second quarter. They'll never expect it. They'll never see it coming. And then when you had the opportunity just to take the points, I know you had a plan going into it. I think you threw the plan out the window, called the timeout. Let's be smarter than the room here. Instead of taking the points, it's just like one of those things like, who knows? The Broncos, do they win a Super Bowl if they score the points there? Do they win that game? They probably win the game, but I don't know about getting to a Super Bowl and winning it against a great Seattle team that they were at that point last year. But still, those are always those questions like, if you were that detailed going into it week by week, how did you seem so, I guess, confused or disorganized at certain points during the last couple seasons here in Denver? And I point to two scenarios. I point to the one in the AFC Championship game and then the year prior in Cincinnati on a Saturday night, a game you shouldn't really be winning. Mims makes the catch in the end zone. You put two fingers up. Bo puts two fingers up. They have to review the play. You come back out. You kick. You go overtime. You end up losing the football game. Young Sean Payton would have been like, we're going for two. Like Mike Shanahan when San Diego came in in the early or mid 2000s, and he was going for two. Like, we can't win this game if we're not going to take this chance.
Yeah, fortune favors the bold for sure. I'm not mad at you for bringing up both of those scenarios, and I can't say what was going through his mind. I can say that in the heat of battle, things happen,
right?
And your mind state shifts, and it's the guys it's the Kirk Signettis of the world that can stay even, or as Russell Wilson would say, come back to center all the time. That went out usually. So as long as you don't ride the roller coaster during the game, and perhaps that's why he's pulling himself back, because he found himself riding the roller coaster, and he needs to stay a little bit more even keeled. I don't know what all went into it, but I know as you read these articles, Wickersham, go back to when he first got here, Jerry Bell, all these conversations that have been had with Sean Payton, he's not a person that doesn't think these things through.
No, I know. That's why I was all the more shocked by the decision in the AFC Championship game.
Well, but he thought the Davis Webb decision through.
Oh, yeah.
And
I think that took time.
And he's not going to hand it over to an amateur. He being the person as long a tenured head coach as he's been, is not going to hand that high level of a duty over to somebody who's not capable.
And in fairness, to defend him now I would have taken the points. I think that was the theme during the postseason last year. You and I were in here every week going, just take the points. The Rams.
No, you were.
Well, yeah, I said it all the time. Like, the Rams let the Panthers back in that game because they didn't take a field goal when they probably should have. Just if they're there when it's the postseason, I get it in the regular season. You want to go for it on fourth down. You want to Dan Campbell it up every once in a while, fine. But when you're in the postseason and every little thing matters, just take the points. And then you don't. Like, that just comes back to haunt you a little bit. Like, that, those are tough pills to swallow, especially going into an offseason. Like, would I have done it differently? And as detailed as he is, and to defend him a little bit, you scored pretty easy early. You were on your 11th or 12th play of that drive, and I think that's where it changed.
And what else? Your defense was playing really well.
Oh, yeah. That game could have also been ended very early if Hufanga didn't have the stone hands. Yeah, you remember that ball hit him like right in the hands early in the game.
There's a ton of ifs. Ask Mike Tomlin what happens with ifs. But here's the thing, and I don't know if it's like this with baseball. What you move your infield, or you change one of the you change the order, or something happens.
Certainly,
you live with it.
Yeah,
good, bad, or indifferent.
Well, most of the time you're probably correct. Like if you're shifting an infield or shifting an outfielder, but there's also times where I've moved a player and they hit it right to where they were.
And you're like, damn, why did I put him there?
And the player's like, oh, coach is dumb.
Yeah,
I was positioned
coach.
Right.
You make a decision, you live and die with it. And that's what Sean Payton's had to rest with since the AFC Championship. I'm sure that keeps him up at night. But that was the decision that he made. And he made it, I'm going to assume, with the best information he had available at the time. Now, whether you agree with it, I didn't mind it. And I'm going to go on record from here on out saying I didn't mind him being aggressive in that moment. Play call was just bad.
That's what I mean.
Like atrocious. Like
awful.
Like really bad.
And you called the timeout to call that play.
Your best play out of a timeout was that?
And like I have stills on it from when I was doing it with Freshly Graded of just the play from
we broke it down.
Yeah, you were on that week, and we broke it down. Like that play had zero chance of ever working. You came out of a timeout. And the problem was where you were on the field there, too. Like, take the points there because you weren't guaranteed a touchdown anyways, even if you got the first down.
You're going to get this take the points thing across, aren't you?
Yeah, dude, that was my suggestion for shirts this year. I know we went with unfinished business, but I was going to go take the points. Like that one?
Mm-mm. I don't like it. I don't know if you're even asking me, but no, I don't like it.
You don't seem like you'd be that gambling type of a coach.
No, I'd probably take the points, but I'm not mad at him for not taking the points. You can bury that team if you score 7 points right there. You could end that
but you
game.
weren't guaranteed 7.
No, you weren't
You were
guaranteed 3
another
either. You see, they missed
3
2 field goals.
downs. Yeah, but that was before the weather rolled in, like where it was a much more likely kick to make at that point of the day because the weather hadn't really started to come in yet.
Yeah, blood in the water. You got. I'm not mad at him for going after at all. You could win that game in the first half if you go up 14-0.
They could have won the game at 10-0.
Yeah, that's a damn shame, man.
Damn.
All you needed was 11 points to win at home in the AFC Championship.
Well, wasn't the play right before that Stidham was like on a rollout and he was reaching for the first
and
down?
It was a bad spot.
Yeah, it was a bad spot. But he was in the Wickersham article. He was upset about that play too. Someone missed a block, and that should have been a first down with Stidham scrambling.
Yeah, which forced him to make the decision and call the timeout. All right, we got to get to a quick break. I'll give some more theme songs on the other side. Plus, who else is shining out at Denver Broncos camp? We do that next.
Let's go! Riley Moss has shown up on the standout list almost every day at Broncos camp.
Raiders on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Breaking up passes, locking guys down. It's a contract year, and he's playing like it. So are we looking at the best cornerback duo in football with Moss on one side and Pat Surtain on the other? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years guaranteed? Thanks to Xfinity, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through August 24th, get the best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats and finds and fixes issues before you even notice them. No annual contracts or commitments, no hidden fees, and the best equipment included. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Risa can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZY.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
When your joints hurt every day and you've been told you need surgery, it can feel like there's only one option. Do your homework first. Remember, once a joint is replaced, there's no going back. Hey, it's Mike Evans. Before you schedule surgery, consider getting a second opinion from QC Kinetics. Whether you're dealing with pain from bone-on-bone arthritis, a torn meniscus, or years of wear and tear, surgery isn't the only conversation you should have. Talk to QC Kinetics about how they use regenerative treatments to deliver relief to patients like you right here in Denver. They concentrate tiny healing tools within your body right in the spot that's actually causing the pain. The whole idea is to give you a real shot at holding off on surgery, or in some cases, avoiding it altogether. And that's why it makes sense to explore every option before making a decision that can change your life. Call QC Kinetics today for a second opinion and know your options. A conversation and consultation are totally free. Call today, 303-900-8986, 303-900-8986, with locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs. It's QC Kinetics.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
The Sunday morning, Marcello Romano, Kyle Reese, Alex Becker, yourselves on the RamosLaw.com. Text line 303-713-1043 and on the YouTube chat presented by or powered by Sean Ponda. We did question of the day. We had two of them on this Sunday. To participate, go and send in your nominees. That was Sanford and Son, right? It was a great theme song. Cheers has to be an all-time top 10. And X-Files has also been nominated. That's Dennis of Green Mountain who does that one. Terry and Highlands Ranch did the Sanford and Son.
That's solid. I don't know how I forgot that.
Sanford?
It's a great show, too.
I'm trying to think of other ones. I think your best pull of the day, and maybe even for a while, Kyle, was Charles in Charge.
I think I'm going to take that as a compliment.
It is, man. Like that's a great theme song.
Yeah, but you said like maybe even for a while. Like,
yeah, well, it was one that I was like, damn, that's a good one.
Yeah,
like,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, and that was when we first started talking about it. Not like you had tons of time to think about it.
I was that kid that came home from school and watched DuckTales, Tailspin, Good Times, Charles, whatever.
What about Gummy Bears?
No.
You didn't watch Gummy Bears?
No. I watched Gumby.
No,
with a slant.
No.
You know what I mean? You remember Kwame and
Gumby.
the Gumby hairstyle? You dyed the little patch of blonde.
Yeah, I know, but Gummy Bears was also on. You just mentioned all the Disney shows. DuckTales, Tailspin. Who was it? Duck. Was it Duckwing? What is that? Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Gummy Bears was another one.
Look
they
how
had
Alex is looking at us like, what are we doing? Like
DuckTales, great theme song.
He's our Power Ranger
Gummy
kid.
Bears, great theme song.
You watched Power Rangers, didn't you?
A little bit.
Yep, I know it. I know it.
We got a couple more on here before we move into what Kyle was talking about during our break here, which I want to have him break down for you all out there. The Simpsons and Seinfeld.
Okay. One episode of Seinfeld I watched. It was good, though.
I wasn't a Seinfeld guy either. People always think that's crazy. I know. I never watched it. I
was watching DuckTales.
I was a big Friends guy. Like, we watched that.
Okay.
But no, I never really got into Seinfeld all that much. All right. Break down what you're talking to me about during the break.
Okay. This week, and Alex, I think you've seen it, like on Get Up and First Take, and everybody's kind of coming. Dan Orlovsky talked about it with Pat McAfee. Are the Broncos being underestimated? And there's a fair amount of what a lot of people will categorize as disrespect out there. And so the Broncos in the AFC West have the third best odds to win the division after going 14-3 last year and winning the division. and they're keeping company with some teams like we feel that they don't really belong with. The same thing is true for the Bears and the Carolina Panthers. The Bears are picked third to win their division behind Detroit, who people still believe in, which is crazy to me. Green Bay, I get it. And then for the Panthers, they're third to win the AFC South behind Tampa. And guess who?
Atlanta?
That you would think people are really high on New Orleans. And I don't get that.
Shug.
Shuck.
Is it?
Shuck. Is it Shuck?
Is it
Tyler Shuck.
Do we
I don't know
believe-
how, but it is.
Do we believe that New Orleans has
Tyler Sword
gotten that much better? But I just when I look at the Broncos in the landscape of the NFL, I don't feel like they should be hanging out in the same places as the Bears and the Panthers. I feel like they've advanced a little further than that. I feel like that's disrespectful.
For the Broncos?
Yeah, and not that it was done purposefully, but it's just the Broncos.
Then when you broke down the AFC West, who did they say had the number one? Is it Chargers?
Chiefs.
Really?
Yes, people still believe.
Well, I get the belief, but it's like you're going to take some time, right? I watched last weekend when I was out. They had that back to football weekend or whatever, so they were just going around camp to camp to camp, and they stayed on the Chiefs for a while. He don't look like he's ready to play. And I know he's got, 5 weeks to get there? Is the game opener, the opener's September 14th?
Right, but you're a trainer. Like, if it hasn't happened in 5 months, is it going to happen in 5? No, this is going to take a while. And he's got this, one of his best attributes is his athleticism. And so to have this contraption on his leg.
Which looked like it bothered him. Like, he was constantly adjusting it, and I get that. Like, there's people that can't get comfortable with it, but he's going to have to get, especially to get out on the field early. So you don't think that the Broncos are kind of like chomping at the bit just to be like, we want that opportunity. Please let him play week 1.
Yeah, I don't think they're dodging any smoke. I think the mentality has probably shifted from we have to play the Chiefs and the Jags. They have to play us.
Right. And I was listening to you mentioned the shows, the morning shows and the debate shows. I think it was Schefter who said it, but for 20, I want to say he said 26 straight years, 4 teams that didn't make the playoffs the previous year got into the playoffs the next year. So there's always like that 4 rotating teams of who missed this year that's going to get in. Obviously, it's going to be Baltimore would be the first nomination in the AFC, right? As far as like
or Kansas City, right?
Or Kansas City. That would probably be the layup for me.
Both those are the 2, right?
That's fair.
So then we got to find another 2 that didn't participate last year. They're going to get in this year. On the NFC side is probably Detroit. I know you're not – the first 2 teams I mentioned you don't believe in. You don't believe in Detroit, and you don't believe in Baltimore.
No, I'm out on Detroit. Minnesota might be interesting.
With who leading the charge? You think it's a Kyler job?
I think it's Kyler Murray, and if Kyler Murray figures out how to get the ball to 18, and Jordan Addison doesn't stink either, I think you might have something that's pretty good. It might remind you of a little bit when Sam Darnold went 14-3 there as well. So they can be back in the fold.
Calling your shot?
You know what?
Calling your
Book
shot.
it.
Sunday, August 9th. Book what?
Book it.
Book what?
Vikings go to the playoffs.
Oh, like 14-3 though. You said
not 14-3. But remember that offense being pretty good.
I don't know that Kyler wins that job outright yet either.
I don't know that it takes that much to beat J.J. McCarthy out.
Oh, well, it's being healthy.
For J.J.?
Yeah.
Yeah, but for Kyler, it's just like we've watched him do it before. You remember when the Cardinals won 10 games? Like the Cardinals, they have done that.
Remember
you
that.
don't remember that?
No.
I think that was the
Did
COVID
that happen?
Year. Or before, or right around
the COVID year?
Yeah.
With Kyler?
Yeah, when
the DeAndre Hopkins.
Sweet.
Vikings, book it.
All right, I got it down.
Okay,
we'll
just
say
making
it.
sure.
Who's your bold prediction, Bex?
Ooh, bold prediction for a team that didn't make the playoffs last year? I kind of like Tampa Bay. I'm not fully convinced, but that's a team that had a great start. I remember even when they were 6-2 last year, we talked about it quite a bit. You guys weren't full believers in Tampa Bay, and sure enough, they completely folded. I think that's a team. Baker's in a big year. He's a little unhappy with his contract situation right now. I think they could make the playoffs in kind of a weak division.
Which, by the way, if that report is true, that they offered him 2-year, $100 million extension, $50 million per, and he said thanks but no thanks?
He didn't even say no thanks. He said, I felt disrespected.
That's crazy. $50 million a year. Do you think Baker's worth that? 2 years, $100 million.
It depends who to the Bucks, maybe.
That's nuts.
I don't know
man.
that you do that if you're,
Why wouldn't you take that
else.
deal and then get another extension after you have a good year this year? I'm going to keep tacking it on.
You're asking me why I wouldn't take $100 million?
Oh.
Yeah, not so much. Hey, how about the Cowboys?
I actually think they're going to be pretty good. I thought they were going to be better than they were last year, like than most people thought they were going to be last year, and I think you saw flashes last year. I think they're going to be a bit of a problem over there. I don't know that they're going to the Super Bowl, but I also think Atlanta could be a bit of a problem for team. They got a lot of talent, dude. And if Tua can just stay upright and kind of not try and do too much, but they got brilliant runners.
Yes.
They got London on the outside. Like they got like a ton of talent in Atlanta. They just literally need like a decent quarterback.
Yeah.
And Tua's proven that he can be decent. He's not going to be great, but I think I'd watch out for them too, just because I think it's Stefanski went there, right?
Correct. And then Bijan Robinson just re-upped.
Yeah.
Highest paid running back of all time. Kyle Pitts. Drake
well,
London.
for a short time.
Until
Jameer Gibbs got it.
Until
like a day later. Just a little bit more.
Yeah, that's kind of fun to be that for 30 minutes.
All right, we get to a quick break, but coming up next, Alex, you got questions?
I got questions.
We got answers.
With Cortland Sutton and Jalen Waddle getting rest days at camp, the door's been wide open. The guys like Marvin Mims and second-year man Pat Bryant are walking right through it. New offensive play caller Davis Webb has the keys now. Could 2026 be a breakout year for both receivers? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GO to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GO to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GO to borrow up to $10,000.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where he can get a battery for under $100. Lonnie, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Lonnie does that for free too. In no time at all, John is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this
And what's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Low ball offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with an Orchard agent. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale. Their local agents help you sell on market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front to buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then, once you're settled in, your Orchard agent helps you sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one customer said. I went under contract within 24 hours of my home listing, which was amazing. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
It's no secret that the checkout line feels a lot heavier. If those daily essentials are ending up on a credit card, those double-digit interest rates are quietly draining your bank account. If that debt is starting to feel heavy, you're not alone. And if you're a homeowner, you've likely looked at your mortgage rate and thought, I can't touch that. With American Financing's Smart Equity Loan, you don't have to. It allows you to wipe out high-interest debt and lower your monthly overhead while keeping your primary mortgage intact. It's a surgical strike against debt. Unlike a fluctuating HELOC, the Smart Equity Loan is a fixed-rate loan, giving you a predictable monthly payment. At American Financing, there are never any upfront fees to find out what you qualify for. Guys, talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant today. Experts who are paid to help you save, not sell you more than you need. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
Yeah, Bex, you watching this? You're like word for word on it.
My guy.
Yeah. No wonder George Michael,
What?
Careless Whisper is your favorite song of all time. This is probably number 2 because you were just nailing it.
You know what? I'll tell you later. I tried new things. Played piano in college.
Nice.
Played this song. So that's how I know the song.
Gotcha. That's like a Slumdog Millionaire breakdown of why you know it. Have you ever seen Slumdog Millionaire?
Oh, like the it's based in India, right?
Yeah, but it's playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but over there, and why he knows the answers to certain questions are from life experiences.
Life experience, exactly.
Yeah,
that's what happened with that one.
So you know that one because not because you were a fan of the show.
No, it was that guy. Used to hang out with Whoopi Goldberg.
What? Woody Harrelson?
No, not Woody Harrelson. Ted
Danson. Yeah, he was Sam.
Yeah.
He played Sam on Cheers.
Yeah, I know that much. That's about the extent of it, though.
All right. Moving along. Alex, you got questions? Get started, bud. Let's go.
All righty. In our leadoff spot today, Buffs just finished up a week of practice down at Fountain Fort Carson in Colorado Springs. Coach Prime said he's changing the way he's doing things up in Boulder. He's hired college coaches opposed to his NFL friends, and he has recruited more transfers with chips on their shoulder than guys who will be playing on Sundays. Do you think this change of philosophy will make them a better team this season?
Guys that he believes are going to be playing on Sundays?
He's tended to recruit more guys with chips on their shoulders than guys who he thinks are NFL players.
Wow. I don't know. Like I'm very intrigued to see this different approach because I don't think you're off base at all, that it's very different than what we've seen previously with his tenure in Boulder. So it'll be kind of crazy to see that. I will go back to the size of the team was a bit of a concern, but I also saw some footage of my CSU Rams this past weekend. They didn't look all that big either. Like I was just waiting for where's the big dudes at?
Did you see the offensive coordinator, Brennan Marion's press conference a couple days ago?
Did not.
He was telling people to pull up when they're talking about CU size. So, yeah.
Yeah, the Buffs, I think they have – I wish he had done this a year ago because he's right in getting college guys in the building. Brennan Marion, if you've tracked his course, he's been a head coach. He's been an offensive coordinator. He's been a receiver at Pittsburgh in Texas. So he's got a college coach in that kind of knows the ropes. So that was a good hire. He also hired Josh Niblett, who was a really, really good coach from Georgia and Alabama, who understands like high school and recruiting as well. So he's leaned in that direction. I think it's a good thing. I think connecting in Colorado Springs and Fountain Fort Carson is a good thing. have you ever been to that facility down there, by the way?
No.
It is beautiful. I mean, flat out beautiful facility for a high school team. So he's pushing some of the right buttons. I don't know if it pays off or not, but I recognize and appreciate the shift in thinking, at least.
Ultimately, are you asking us, Bex, if we believe?
Pretty much, yeah. Do you think these changes will pay dividends?
Where do you have the Buffs this year? Win total?
5-ish, 6, somewhere in there.
I'd probably go 6,
yeah,
7.
I think they can make a bowl game. But even thinking about, the change in recruiting philosophy, because it was really, hey, I want to put guys in the league. I want to be.
You wanted that Louis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you're getting the knockoffs that you get over, like on the sidewalk in downtown New York. It looks almost identical,
almost,
but it ain't the Louis.
I swear it's Gucci.
Yeah, not so much. But getting guys that are get it out the mud guys, you probably have to do that in that location.
I'm just excited that we're getting that much closer to any type of real football being played. Whether it's and collegiately here, just because of the changes that have happened up in Boulder for sure, but big time up in Fort Collins with Jim Moore Jr. taking over the reins there. I'm very excited to see how that looks this year.
The Rams, I've seen them up close. They're not small. They're not small. Their backs are small, like their running backs, but quarterback, they're really big at the tight end position. And they have every type of receiver up there. They've got 6'2", 200, and they've got
linemen
5'8".
too.
Yeah, they're bigger than you think.
All right,
sure.
good.
So who wins more games, CU
Rams.
or CSU?
Rams.
I like that answer.
6 or 7 games for sure.
6, 7.
6, 7. I did that, didn't I?
All right, next one here. Riley Moss is among those having a strong camp. Troy Franklin said the other day that Moss has been playing tighter coverage. Moss is into a contract year. If he has a good season, do you think he'll be paid like a number 1 cornerback?
You want to take it?
He'll get paid by somebody else.
Listen, man, this one's interesting because what they did last year in the draft where they selected Jahdae Barron, and they have Jaquan McMillan, they got Riley Moss. There's going to be an odd man out somewhere. It just depends on – I think ultimately that decision plays out a lot, not only on how he plays, but what happens with Jahdae Barron this year, and what does it look like from him?
Yeah, that's the wild card there. Because you have to give him an opportunity to play. You don't draft a guy and pass up on all the guys that you did in order to not play Jahdae Barron and give him an opportunity to be a starter. He has to be a starter.
But you have to earn that at this point. On this squad, you can't be injected into the lineup just because of where you were selected at your draft positioning.
No doubt.
And if I'm listening to I think I heard Zach By say it the other day that he just doesn't see it with Jahdae Barron. He doesn't look like that type of a player, that's concerning if you had a first-round pick on him. Listen, when it happened last year, it was hey, it was a smart decision. They never thought he would be there. You can never have enough good DBs, especially with the way the league is now. But it's been very underwhelming. I don't know another word to describe it. Because, one, he didn't play a lot last year, didn't get the opportunities, and I don't know how you're going to get more opportunities this year if Troy Franklin's saying Riley Moss looks like he's put in a lot of work in the offseason to get better, and we know what Jaquan McMillan is. Where are the opportunities going to come from?
Lineup to crack.
Right. So say if Moss goes down, do you think it would be Barron replacing him or even Chris Abrams-Drain?
Well, Chris Abrams-Drain deserves to play more because when he does play, he's more than capable. I don't know that he's going to get those opportunities. But then you talk about, okay, J-Mac has proven that he can play inside. He could probably play outside too.
I know.
But then Barron has to be a part of that solution. He's forced into action at that point. So, yeah, you'd like for – when you say you don't see it, nobody else does either.
No, I didn't. I'm just was quoting Zach, and I'm taking him at his word because he's out there every day.
No, but he's right. He's right. They don't see it either. That's the problem. It has to be. But bad franchises force-fit picks because of where they picked him.
Yeah,
so you don't want that to happen either.
Then we go back to Tony Romo's comments back in the day, right? It's the ultimate meritocracy, right? You have to earn it in this league. And I know that you get more opportunities given where you were drafted. They may extend opportunities in life of trying to say, hey, we're going to keep giving you these chances. You got to prove it at some point. But you can't, with this team right now, you can't force a player in just because of draft positioning.
Because of your pride.
Right. Like
That's what that is.
This team, you have to earn it. And I think that's the culture they built, and the roster knows that you can't make a move like that.
Our final one here. Rockies got an 8-6 win over the Cardinals last night. So with 45 games left in the regular season, the Rocks need 17 more wins to avoid 100 losses for the fourth consecutive season. In a season of improvement, do the Rockies need to avoid 100 losses to sell real progress to the fan base?
Yes. You can't lose 100 games. 4 years in a row? Like, that's just unheard of. So if they have to win 17, how many can they lose to get there? Quick math.
We did the math last week.
28.
It was wrong.
28.
20. So they have to go 17 and 28.
Right.
They got to do it, man. It's got to be done.
To reach this incredibly low bar.
Exactly, which is stupid. And then we have to wait a whole probably maybe calendar year before we see them again out on a baseball diamond.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
I think, yes, for progress to be made, real progress to be made, and we're not asking too much, to your point, Kyle. Like, the bar is set so low. It used to be back in the day, and I know I've said this before, you win 60, you lose 60. It's what you do with the other, 42 games that determine your season. Well, not if you're the Rockies the past 5 years.
We know what they did with the other 42. They lost them.
Yeah.
They lost them. And that's what makes the conversation so annoying. We're talking about a team not losing 100
That's
games.
just to get to 63. That's 63 and 99. That's the discussion we're having.
Yeah.
But when you only won,
is that much better than losing 100?
yes, but when you only won 43 games the year before, I guess anything at this point is just gravy.
I feel better about the trades than them losing 99 games instead of 101.
All right, we got to get to a quick break. Coming up, hour number 3, dive back into the Denver Broncos and some other storylines that weren't on the list going into today.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Beyond Dino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to Aero Seal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Any jewelry store can sell you a diamond.
But there's only one family jeweler in Colorado that was literally built on them.
In fact, we've sold more diamonds to more couples for more years than any other jeweler in Denver. I'm Steve Williams.
I'm Dylan.
And I'm Shayna Williams. That's why we built Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, an entire store totally dedicated to celebrating your love.
All the world's top bridal designers, 10 times of certified loose diamonds.
And Denver's true diamond experts, like me, who will share their knowledge and passion and how to get the most diamond for your money, guaranteed.
So whether you're looking for the perfect diamond engagement ring,
or that second diamond celebrating a love of many years,
we have the perfect diamond for you.
That's why every day more couples say will you with Williams,
where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years.
I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the new Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, get early access to our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Cecil Lammy here from my friend SodaDietNutrition.com. Listen, 5 years ago, I lost 60 pounds with soda, and I'm never going back. Soda taught me how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. And with a degreed nutritionist, they set up a dynamic diet plan for me, for my schedule, for my food reactions, for my food preferences that helped me lose the weight naturally. And that's the thing. There's no shots, there's no pills, no mystery chemicals you're putting in your body. It's just knowing how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. And being trained that way by soda has allowed me to lose the 60 pounds and then keep it off even 5 years later. You want to lose that weight? Stop hiding on those summer pictures, right? I get it, man. When I was overweight, I didn't really like my picture taken. And now I love it. Get me to the front, baby. Confidence back, swagger back. I look and feel 10 years younger. It's simply amazing. And you get 4 weeks free. Call 866-800-SODA and mention the fan. 866-800-SODA and mention the fan for 4 weeks free on their big summer deal. It's SOTA. You can say it with me. State of the art.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
Back in Kyle and Cello on the weekend with Alex Becker and yourselves on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. The YouTube chat powered by Sean Ponda. Just because of the theme song, don't make it not true. You know? That's you sing this theme song from the Jeffersons.
That's a great one. Sherman Hemsley.
Very
George
good.
Jefferson.
Let me go through. Let me rattle off a few of these other ones as well. Knight Rider, classic. That was like the ringtone on my phone for a while. Hawaii 5-0 and WKRP in Cincinnati. That comes from David in Arvada. You say Arvada or Arvada? Arvada.
Arvada.
Arvada. Bex?
Arvada.
Some people are very particular on it.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Arvada, Colorado.
Have you ever had anybody correct you? Somebody said Arvada?
Yeah. I've never had anyone tell me you can't say it that. Would you say Westminster or Westminster?
I say Westminster.
Same here.
I don't want to get it because I have.
Do you say
question.
Thornton or Thornton?
I say Thornton.
Really? Because you say Sword. So I was like, if the N's in there, are you going to say Thornton?
I got two more to ask.
Okay.
Do you say veteran or veteran?
Veteran.
What about family or family?
What? I don't know the difference on that one. Family.
Family
Brian
or
Kelly.
family?
My family.
Yes.
When he went down to
LSU.
Baton Rouge.
All of a sudden,
my
took up
family.
the southern
Just
accent.
skip over that I in there, right?
Yeah.
Family.
There's a bunch out there. All right, Three's Company. That comes from Jenny in Littleton. Chippendale, Rescue Rangers.
Yes.
Great intro. And then the Jeffersons on here. Which one? This one we just played. That was by Lee. My mom loved this show because the characters were so funny and the song, I could sing it all too. There you go. So we keep bringing them in. I mean, that's the question of the day. We'll actually have two of them to reset a little bit as we're just in the beginning of hour number 3 here. Is best theme songs all time, TV shows, and what game show would you like to be? What are the best game
Guts
shows
on the TV? I forget we're supposed to look at Guts. I don't remember Guts. That was one of the
somebody just texted in for you.
What's that?
Olympics.
Yeah, it's got an O in it, right?
Thornton.
I don't do Thornton.
Do you watch the Olympics in Thornton when they
Yes.
used the swords?
Yeah. I was on my way from Arvada.
There you go. All right, hour number 3. Did you catch any of the rumblings? And I want to start here just to change gears a little bit on Pad's dead, Beck, so you might have to look it up. About like Brian Windhorst and I think it's Bobby Marks kind of breaking down the Nikola Jokic situation on he hasn't signed yet. I don't know how you're sleeping easy in Denver. I'm paraphrasing now. And then Brian Windhorst saying, yeah, I know people in Denver saying he would never do that, but there is concern about Nikola Jokic maybe ending up not signing. And then depending on, you're putting a lot of eggs in one basket to have success this season. And if you're Nikola Jokic, you don't have to sign it. Yes, we all understand you can make more money here than anywhere else. But we heard he was going to sign it last summer. And then we heard he was going to sign it this summer. And then we had the short rumblings of right before, and I think very calculated so, Kyle, that he was like, I'm thinking about not signing it. And not even 10 days later, he's like, I'm not going to sign it till next summer. So we keep just kicking the can down the road. And is this his way of challenging the organization? And could you see a legitimate scenario where he was not a Denver Nugget?
I absolutely could. Here's the problem. Like, he's holding all of the cards. Money is not an issue. I'm going to get paid. I've been paid 2 times over. I'm going to get paid again. But are you going to do something as a franchise to make me feel a little better? Like, make me feel like we're moving in the right direction. It has to be a drastic move because we've heard him say the last 2 postseasons, this team isn't good enough. What did he say this year? We'd be fired if we were in Serbia right now. So, yeah, I'm a little nervous about it. I understand the business side of it, but we know that relationships can sour very quickly.
Well, we don't know what he's thinking. Like, we all assume that we have this idea that Nikola Jokic is going to be loyal to the Denver Nuggets because they're the ones who took a chance on him. And
well, because he said that. I want to be Nugget forever.
Yeah, well, we all want
a
lot of things.
Yeah.
And when ultimately you're faced with the decision of my legacy is now involved in wanting to be a Denver Nugget. We look around the league, though, like loyalty. Who sticks around anywhere, Kyle?
You think he worries about legacy? He doesn't strike me as someone who worries about
I think
legacy.
At this point now, knowing that you have one championship, and if you end up your career with only that one, with the amount of MVPs that he's won, and he's been shorted on that front too, I think it does matter. Like, maybe it's a good thing that he does care about it. But it could also could spell problem for Nuggets fans and the Nuggets if you're not going to be able to do anything. If you look at what the Nuggets could have done this offseason, they could have probably made a decent amount of noise, weren't able to do it. And now we keep signing players that you're getting into that luxury tax. I just don't – what's the end game from it? Do they have a plan? And is the plan going to be enough to have a – you'll be a good regular season team no matter what. You're going to win 50 to 60 games, in my opinion, as long as there's no major injury problems again this year. But the big problem was, and why we think they needed a shakeup, was you got bounced in the first round. You got bounced by a team that didn't even have all of its parts, not even close to it. So what's the end game for the Nuggets?
You're worlds away from where you need to be in terms of being a competitor. I think that's what really matters to Nikola. I think he just wants to win. And the legacy will be a byproduct of winning. I think he knows that. And obviously that seems pretty obvious to me. I want to win. So are you taking the steps in order to win? It doesn't feel like that in the offseason, but the problem is the Nuggets, their hands are tied.
You're limited.
So much. What moves can you actually make? You're in the second apron with the guys you got.
I know, and you still don't even have an answer on what's going on with Payton Watson.
So Nikola Jokic, under contract through this year, got a player option, and then if this just plays all the way out, he's an unrestricted free agent in 28-29. And that's when the rubber
Who?
Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, if you get to that point, now you're having the same conversation that you're having about Payton Watson. Even to a higher, probably 3X at that point. So, yeah, you'd like to – I don't know what you can do. You can't move to get guys. You weren't going to get Jaylen Brown. We wanted him, but you weren't going to get him.
They could have.
Could you? You're still
You
gonna be
thought the end result was going to be the Sixers got Jaylen Brown and LeBron James.
Well, I didn't think that was going to be the end result, but you're going to be in the same financial situation no matter what.
Right.
So I guess that's an excuse to swing for the fences if it was all the same at that point.
Dude, everything we've ever seen out of this ownership group tells us they're not going to do that. I don't know how you're going to be able to shed enough salary. When did they get hit with the tax? Is it prior to the season?
It's after. So they could still make an in-season deal and get under the apron.
Okay. So then they have until next summer basically before you're basically getting charged, what is it, like somewhere around $200 million just to pay your roster another couple $100 million.
Yeah. But then you'd have to get younger, cheaper guys to justify moving anybody that you've got, and nobody gets rid of young, good talent. Who does that in the NBA?
No,
because
but to my
everybody's
point,
in the same situation.
Yeah, but then to my point about like it's not like the NBA that we grew up with, where Olajuwon played his whole career in one spot. Magic played his whole career in one spot. Bird played his whole career in one spot. Michael Jordan played his whole career basically.
The majority, yeah.
Before he came back with the Wizard stints, but Kobe played his you don't see that anymore. Dwayne Wade didn't stay his whole time in Miami. LeBron James is playing for his fourth different franchise. Look at Chris Paul. He's played in half the teams in the league.
Yeah.
And he was
Paul George, all those guys. But it's the money. It's what it's about. You're not going to have that Tim Duncan story. We want that to be a Tim Duncan story and Tony Parker and Manu. I think those were probably the last wave of guys.
That's when
Dirk.
We thought that dynasty was coming.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's the money. The money's too big, and the players, honestly, have too much control. Look at the conversation that we're having. We're having it because Nikola Jokic is basically sitting back and seeing what the franchise is going to do.
Do you think it's
'cause
that
he's holding
or
all
like
the cards.
But the organizations, there's no loyalty on that front either. Like, listen, if you get challenged by your best player, I'm not going to sign this deal, which I thought was calculating kind of a message to the organization of like, we have to be better. You already just referenced the point when he said if we were in Serbia, we'd all be fired. But then he went on to endorse David Adelman as the head coach going forward. I didn't really understand. But they made a move there too, right?
But what was he going to say? He can't not do that. He can't come on and say, yeah, and part of the moves I want to see is getting us a new head coach. He can't go there.
I'm not saying he had to do it in a press conference, but you don't think they went and approached him about going forward if they went to Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon and Nikola Jokic and said, do you think you see enough there? Or is that just a top of the organization decision? Because it seems like they've kind of backtracked on it a bit, right? You don't go and hire Dave Yeager. I think I pronounced is it Dave Yeager? If you have 100% confidence in David Adelman.
Don't ask me, because I say Olympics and sport. That's Alex.
Yeager, yeah.
Yeah, Yeager. So, like, it seems like they backtracked a bit because that's an insurance policy move. If you start off slow or it gets bad at any one point, you can pop David Adelman out and Yeager just jumps right in as the head coach.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the direction, and I don't know if that'll be convincing enough for Nikola Jokic to stick around. Oh, okay, that was the move that I was waiting for you all to make. I don't know if that's the case, but I'm with you. I'm starting. I didn't believe it at first. Maybe I didn't want to believe it, but I'm starting to come around that Nikola Jokic is truly holding the feet to the fire on the Nuggets. You guys have to do something to make me feel better about this situation, or I'm out here. You're going to have a Giannis situation where he's forcing himself out. So we've seen it over the years where guys said, you guys, Kobe went to the front office before Andrew Bynum and Pau Gasol and said, you guys got to do something about this.
Yeah.
And they did, to their credit.
But to your point earlier, what kind of flexibility do you have? What's going to change during this season and better than what they were or are currently?
Yeah, I mean,
and would you have been? Listen, a lot of us had problems with it because it seems like just for whatever reason, this team, it's gotten stale a little bit with the way that they run it. As far as just the 2-man games not working the way it did in the past. Then the unfortunate scenario that Aaron Gordon finds himself in, not being able to stay healthy. Dude only played in like 30-some games last year. a change was kind of needed. No change got made. And would you have been fine running it back if you'd had, say, maybe a different head coach?
Yeah, I understand how you don't see a way out. And I don't have the answer to the question that you're asking. I don't see a way out of this situation because there's no more suckers out there like the Clippers. I think everybody has learned from what the Clippers did with the Paul George situation and the Oklahoma City situation. Basically said, Oklahoma City, here, you can be good for the next 12 years because we're going to give you all these damn first-round draft picks. So I don't think there's any more suckers out there that are going to bail you out of a bad situation by giving you all this draft capital for X player or Payton or whoever you decide to move. So I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I think Nikola Jokic probably feels the same.
It'll be interesting to see how it kind of plays out, and maybe there's some things that we just don't even see or can't forecast that will end up happening. Stay in the NBA, though. Did you catch up on this Kawhi thing? You know, he was getting traded back to Toronto, right? Everyone thought it was a great move. He won a championship there. Then we had to pump the brakes on that trade, but now there's like a report of another undisclosed deal where these deals are being made to circumvent the salary cap to get these guys more money in place and not make it look like it's coming from the team. Did you see this?
I heard a little bit about it. When you say Kawhi Leonard, I kind of stopped listening, to be perfectly honest with you.
Just that I'm a fun guy.
What? And I think, he's committed, highway robbery in the NBA for the last 5 or 6 years. Since he left Toronto, to be perfectly honest with you. He showed up to more damn CU football games than he did in that basketball season that one year.
I'm with you.
Who is that guy?
But is this a problem? Like, how are you now that I think it's Pablo Torre, right? The one who has done all the investigation on these two deals that Kawhi's involved with. If it's happening there, I tend to believe that it's probably have happened in other organizations. And how does the NBA clear how we can get Kawhi to come to LA and get him more money? That's not just, we'll guarantee him this money, but we'll do it through outside sourcing.
I wouldn't put it past him.
It's a problem. It's a problem. I don't know how, I think Adam Silver, this is his name, right? He's like a droid. He's trying to figure out a way so that this story can go away as soon as possible.
Yeah, listen, because it's a bad look for the NBA. And we've watched the NBA kind of manage deals. Remember the Chris Paul deal? That got managed in a certain way. And we've watched some mismanaged deals as well. So this would be a black eye on the league for sure. I don't know how they backpedal out of it, because now this is that same baseball conversation in that, the teams that have the resources and can manipulate the cap or manipulate free agency are going to continue to do so. And that's basically the big market teams. And that's what they're trying to get away from. And I think the NBA right now is honestly in a sweet spot in terms of parity, small market teams being competitive. And so, you have something like this rear its ugly head that probably flies in the face of everything you're trying to neutralize.
Yeah.
It stinks. But like I said, it's Kawhi. I don't even know if this is a Kawhi Leonard thing. Is this just like corruption between the franchises?
That's my point. I doubt it's just only happened with him. Now that's the one that's been reported on and the most visible of late. That I guarantee you, there's probably going to be other areas where they look. You don't think people are going to look at Jalen Brunson's deal and go, why was he so willing to take so much less?
Because I can play in New York.
Yeah, or there's money coming in from other sources.
It'll get figured out.
I mean, there's endorsements for sure, but the way that it's set up, and I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying after hearing this, it leads you to believe, to your statement, where there's smoke, there's fire. They weren't. I don't think they were the originators of it in the Clippers.
And I wouldn't put it past LeBron. Why do you think LeBron goes to the places that he goes? Outside of Cleveland, he's gone places where where the profile.
How much at some point is too much? Especially for a guy like Kawhi Leonard. It's just.
Were you talking about money?
Yes.
Don't ask me.
You're getting it. You got to damn good deal just on the basketball side of things.
Yeah, but it isn't, so if we're talking about the business of any sport and the lack of loyalty between franchises or from franchise to player, isn't it his duty as a player to make as much money as he possibly can?
I have no problem with people doing that.
Okay.
But it's like, if you're going to do it the way the rules allow it to be done, then you're getting into just murky waters of like, where's this other, like I think it's funny when he's asked about it. He just forgets how to talk, man. He's a fun guy.
Bad look, agreed.
Changing gears, NFL Hall of Fame weekend, and some local ties there as Drew Brees went in and Sean Payton was his presenter. But we had this discussion very early on in the show on who's a Hall of Famer, who's not, who's worthy of it, how do you break down the criteria of it. Larry Fitzgerald, Adam Vinatieri, Luke Kuechly, Roger Craig, and Drew Brees are your 2026 class. When I said that to you early this morning, you said one doesn't belong. Does one not belong? I assumed you meant Vinatieri because he's a kicker and it's just different. So I don't mind kickers getting in. I would put them on maybe on their own separate side or wing or ballot, but you meant Roger Craig.
Yeah, but for the kicker thing, does he not belong? If you're talking about the
I didn't
best
say he
kickers
didn't belong.
in NFL history,
I didn't say he
could
didn't
you not
belong.
talk about Adam Vinatieri?
Oh, hell, he's
okay.
Easily a
All
Hall
right,
of Famer.
we agree on that.
But I also think Jason Elam's a Hall of Famer.
Okay, that's fair.
You don't.
Well, I think one of the texters made a great point in that Jason Elam just wasn't in the situations that Adam Vinatieri was to win games. The offense didn't dictate that. I know he was beloved around here and held a record for a really long time, but he just we don't remember that situation in the last minutes of a game where Tom Brady drives him down to set up Adam Vinatieri for a championship winning kick, and that happened several times with the Patriots. So yeah, I'm fine with him being in it. I wince a little bit with Roger Craig just because there was obviously some hesitation from the people that vote on it, and there's some hesitation from me. I think he was really good. He played on one of the all-time greatest teams and some of the all-time greatest players, but I don't know that he belongs in the same room with one of the best I believe Eric Dickerson is one of the best running backs ever. I put Roger Craig and Eric Dickerson in the same room. I just struggle with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not Eric Dickerson.
Okay, so
do you put him in the same room as Jim Brown? Like, I think there's tiers of it. Doesn't mean you're not a Hall of Famer.
And I disagree with the thought of making tiers within the Hall of Fame. Make another Hall of Fame then. Make a Hall of Pretty Good and put it in,
Well, I mean, this goes
Columbus
back to our
or somewhere.
discussion a couple weeks ago on whether or not you're the best football player. Like, we had that discussion when it came to quarterbacks and football players and Tom Brady being the GOAT at the quarterback position, but was he the best football player of all time?
Yeah, we're not going to go back to that because we settled that argument, right?
I don't know that we
yeah.
did.
No, I won, and it's settled, and so now we're having another argument about the Hall of Fame. It's a different
you
conversation.
Won?
Yeah.
In what world? In what world did you win?
I don't know.
Take that L on the way out.
Am I being too?
Why did there have to be a winner or a loser? Sometimes you just want to go where everybody knows your name, Kyle.
And all your problems are all the same?
Is that the words?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, well, no, I was asking. You know that part better than I do, for
no
sure.
doubt.
That is our question of the day, best theme songs of all time. Let me pay some of these off before we kind of round out this segment. MASH, that's a good one, right?
Yeah, that's when you know it's time to go to bed.
That's funny that you say that because Cheers was over. If I heard the music from MASH, I'm like, I'm up too late.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, and then you're trying to force yourself to go to sleep. So we got MASH, Mighty Mouse, Pinky and the Brain. It's a good one, and Scooby-Doo. We get Miami Vice, comes from Jerry and the Rock.
Okay.
You don't remember the Miami Vice one?
I don't remember the song. I remember the characters for sure, but not the song.
Here's a couple other ones. The Andy Griffith Show.
Okay.
That's
Solid.
from Jim in Las Vegas. And then the Olympics.
Yeah.
That is a great theme song. Everyone knows it.
Stop. That's not what we're doing here.
What?
Everyone knows the song. The Olympics. That's not what we're doing.
Dun, 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 bum, bum, bum.
Nice try. That's not what we're doing here.
Yeah, the Olympics.
Just, I put a little extra emphasis on the O.
That I do think it's worthy of a nomination. So is the NBA song.
Yeah.
See, what is this, Kyle?
Does it count as a theme song?
Hell yeah, it is.
Okay.
That's only that when you hear that music, what do you think?
I mean, it's time. I'm trying to figure out who's carrying the torch.
Yeah.
Is Snoop Dogg? Where's Snoop at?
I'm not trying to get you to say the word. I'm just saying that's synonymous with
I have no problem saying the Olympics.
Olympics.
Zero. Yeah. We got to get a linguist in here.
For Sword?
For all of it. Just tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Okay, fine.
On what? You just said to tell you that. I was just saying.
Okay. On all of it, I think we should say veteran.
Oh.
Some people say veteran.
I don't know how I say. I think that one probably changes.
But if you look at the way the word's spelled out, it's veteran.
Yeah, like if you're talking about it from a sports sense.
Yeah, I think we just
like
accept
Cortland
things.
Sutton got 3 veteran days in a row. Veteran.
Takes a little more effort.
Yeah, like maybe I just shorten it. I just say vet.
Let's get somebody who knows.
You say caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
Caramel.
Yeah.
Well,
caramel,
you just
you're trying
kind
to
of
be.
No, we're talking contradictions. I'm just telling you, that's why we need somebody who knows. I can validate it.
All right, we got to get to a quick break. We come back, we wake up and reset.
The Broncos defense isn't waiting for September.
You want to know what time it is? Time to play some football.
Through 3 straight padded practices this week, the defense has been flat out dominant, shutting things down from start to finish. This is a squad that went to the AFC Championship last year. And right now at camp, they look like they could be even better than last year. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Let the big dog eat. What's up, guys? Zach here, and I am all in on golf these days. Always looking for tee times, booking lessons, and saying yes to rounds with friends. And that's why Aurora has become my go-to for playing and practicing. Yes, we're talking about practice. From beginners just starting out to competitive players, Aurora Golf has a course you'll love. All 5 courses are in beautiful shape, the staff are super friendly, and the value, man, it's tough to beat. Book your next round tonight at golfaurora.com and give their Instagram a follow at GolfAurora.co.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They changed your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
Most home sellers get one offer. It's somewhere between lowball and not good enough. Orchard changes that. With Orchard's new Orchard Offers, you don't just get one offer. You get multiple cash offers from serious investors all competing for your home. That's right. Make investors compete with Orchard's cash offer marketplace. Here's how it works. You work with an Orchard agent who submits your home to their exclusive network of hundreds of local cash buyers. They come to you with offers. You review them all and pick the best one on your terms. So you don't have to settle on one offer or worry about leaving money on the table. You see every offer side by side. That's how you know you're getting top dollar. Orchard Offers means no repairs, no showings, no drawn-out process. Before you accept any offer, see them all first. Get a free home valuation and see your offers today with Orchard Offers. Go to Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Progressive presents the Museum of You.
We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed.
Some things should be history, but until then, you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh, yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hi, guys. This is the Rocket Roger Clemens. You don't pitch in the majors for 24 years without feeling it later. Shoulders, elbows, knees. Trust me, pain doesn't retire when you do.
That's baseball legend Roger Clemens.
I tried the ice. I tried rest, PT, nothing really worked. When I heard about QC Kinetics, the concept sounded promising. Non-surgical regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself without surgery. Sign me up, just what I needed, real lasting relief.
Whether you're a former pro, a weekend golfer, or just want to walk around pain-free again, QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge technology and natural biologics to help restore and repair damaged tissue.
I trusted them with my joints. Now I'm back doing what I love.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Rise and shine, Colorado.
Good morning, Vietnam!
The sports world never sleeps, and neither do we.
Why don't you wake up and smell what you're shoveling?
So here's Kyle, Reese, and Marcello Romano with your wake-up call.
Just a wake up.
Sunday morning, 9:30, wake up. Marcello Romano, Kyle Reese, Alex Becker, yourselves, RamosLaw.com, text line 303-713-1043. The YouTube chat also powered by Champ Honda. You can participate in the show there. This comes from Rob in Castle Rock. Since we can go back as far back as the 70s, my vote for theme music or opening music is the Rockford Files TV show. I'm not familiar.
Mm-mm.
Are you?
I remember like some old shows like Dallas and stuff like that. Is that from the 70s?
Oh, Dallas is 80s, bro.
Is it 80s? Okay.
Yeah.
That's about as far back because that's where I can remember.
About the Love Boat.
Yeah. Rob in Castle Rock chiming in. I think Rob is a 49ers fan. I wonder how excited he is about the season.
Oh, it's reports Kyle's going to try and get out there and coach, even though he's banged up big time.
Yeah.
How about this one? Theme songs from ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Yep, that's a good one.
And Petticoat Junction. Not familiar. China Beach. That's from Jay and Centennial. Friends, Malcolm in the Middle, SpongeBob. If you got kids. Yeah. What shows are your kids watching?
Bluey, Peppa Pig.
So you know all those theme songs.
Yeah, but my son's
Doc McStuffins.
Nope, I don't know that one. But right now it's Monster Trucks and WWE.
Yeah.
Even my little girl. Like, it's a little scary, actually.
That's a whole nother show on itself. Who had the best intro music, WWE style?
Oh, maybe next week.
Yeah.
You gonna be here?
Yep.
Okay.
We're here for the foreseeable future.
Okay, good. Looking
Kyle,
forward
you?
to it. Yeah, I ain't got nothing going on. Let's go.
All right.
What else you got?
Oh, a couple more, and then we can move along. How about some Thundercats or Voltron?
Those are good pulls.
Yeah, you remember G.I. Joe was money too.
G.I. Joe, Transformers, those were all good.
Yeah.
More Than Meets the Eye. Knowing is half the battle.
Yeah. Those little messages you got at the end of every G.I. Joe of, Tommy wants to fight at school, but what are you going to do? Knowing is half the battle.
Oh, man.
All right, back into the NFL, and let's break it down, Kyle, as far as I'm not going to ask for your I did ask you your prediction 2 weeks ago, right? Who was going to be in the Super Bowl? Right?
Yeah.
And you gave me,
I believe, Buffalo and Los Angeles is what I gave
think
you.
you said that as well. And yours?
Broncos, Packers.
I think I went Broncos-Rams.
Okay.
But I was kind of coursed into it at the end. I was feeling froggy.
Does
anything change now that you've seen?
What was froggy about that?
What do you mean? I was feeling froggy. I was feeling confident.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you were going out on a limb. I'm trying to figure out which one you were
coerced
going
myself.
out. Okay.
I gave myself that confidence.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, not that you did it or anything, but has anything changed in the first couple of weeks of camp? And most notably, and this is where I'm bringing this discussion up again, Aaron Donald shows up in Los Angeles, which I said I thought he was coming back. You said no. I think you said no as well,
Good call, Cello. Yep. Give you your flowers on
All
that one.
signs pointing to Aaron Donald joining the Los Angeles Rams and Myles Garrett. Talk about, like, Los Angeles being like the evil empire in sports right now. You got the Dodgers going and getting Scooble amongst all the talent that they've already acquired and have. And now it looks like Aaron Donald, who's a freak show, is going to be able to come back. Do you think he'll be able to be not as productive as he was when he left the game, but he'll still create an impact, correct?
No doubt about it. Aaron Donald is, I believe, 35 years old.
Yeah.
And so we tend to remember him in his late 20s, early 30s. So, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of regression in terms of impact. Now, the Rams are already a contender. So what does this make them, a contender? Well, what are we talking about here?
But if they don't end up winning a Super Bowl, it seems like kind of they're Super Bowl or bust. It's a failure if they don't.
For sure. But they were going to be that without him. And we fail to remember that they also lost a Super Bowl when Aaron Donald was playing for them. And then the one that they won was a tightly contested game. And the road in the playoffs wasn't necessarily just like smooth sailing. Cooper Kupp, remember, he had a hell of a year, like a record-setting year that year. So I don't know that this makes them a shoe-in, like give them the trophy. If you want to crown them, then crown their ass. I don't know that this makes them a shoe-in. Yes,
but they are who we thought they were.
They're already that.
And we let them off the hook.
They're already that.
Crown them,
So
then crown their ass.
sure. I mean, it's cool, man. Aaron Donald, it's a cool story. And they are really good, and that makes them a little bit better.
Are you surprised at the decision? Obviously, you had to be a little bit, right? You didn't think he was going to do it.
A little bit. But guys like that, they just don't want to go through camp. Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, they don't want to go through camp.
Well, I mean, he had to come back and work out, and they had to report it, I think was kind of interesting. But he's doing it earlier than I think most people thought. I thought it would get, like, closer to this
September.
season. Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe not even play in, the first couple or something. But, it makes that – talk about a tough division over there.
Niners, Seahawks, and then
the Rams.
Yeah.
Not the Cardinals, but the top three, super top heavy. Very similar to the division the Broncos find themselves in. If you believe Kansas City is going to be similar to the Kansas City of old.
Apparently everybody does, because they've got the best odds to win the division, which doesn't make any sense to me at all. But is it just the Kenneth Walker thing? What is it that everybody believes in about
I don't
the
know
Chiefs?
what people are saying with the Chiefs. I mean, I think they'll bounce. They weren't even that good before he got hurt last year. They were just not very good. They weren't the team that they had been for years. And if you look at Patrick Mahomes' stat line up until last year, they were just kind of gradually going down.
And anybody you talk to in Kansas City will tell you, okay, well, one, Trent McDuffie's not there anymore.
Also in L.A.
Yeah, that makes him pretty good. Like I'm saying, Aaron Donald, it's cool, but they also had those other guys. But Chris Jones is not as good as he was. He's definitely on the back end of his career. That defense is underwhelming, even though they've historically been pretty good. I just don't understand what people see. It's a head scratcher for me. But in any event, it's still Patrick Mahomes, and people aren't betting against him. I guess I get that part.
I think a lot of people could have looked at what the Broncos did last year as a bit of a surprise for them to not only get into the postseason, but go 14-3 and have home field advantage throughout.
It's the close wins. That's what it is.
The 11-1 score games.
Eventually, that's going to balance itself out. Hell, it did for the Chiefs last year.
No, I know, and that's what Sean Payton has pointed to that. Those stats, and don't think that he hasn't done his homework. When Drew Brees says he was very detailed, that has not gone away. by any means. And, like, he finds different scenarios and what his team's identity was last year and what they have to avoid to see any kind of a fallback. Now, I'm not saying they're going to go 14-3 again. It'd be great if they did, but with this schedule, that'd be a little bit hopeful, in my opinion. But 11, 12 wins, you could have a worse record but be a better team and hopefully avoid some of those one-score games, which also gets you into – I asked you a couple weeks ago, how can you replicate what you did on defense? I'm talking about a team that's had 131 sacks in the past 2 seasons. I think the next closest is like just under 100 or maybe right at 100. Zach Allen says that he fully expects for them to break that sack record. Dude, if your offense is better and you're not going 3 and out and you're going to have bigger leads in games, they could certainly break that sack record.
Yeah, I think, defense is going to help in that conversation. But I think that offense is probably – I hate to say the defense will be better because of the offense, but there's one key stat that I'm going to give you, and I know we got to get to a break here, but the Broncos have to get out to faster starts. Bo Nix he's statistically the worst in the first quarter than any other quarter in his career. In 2024, he had an 84.4 rating in the first quarter, 75-1 in 2025. If he gets out to a little better start in the first and third quarter, by the way, I think that's going to go a long way in not having such close games where you got to pull it out. A Giants game, a Houston game, those kind of games. If you play a little better in the first and third quarter, I think that's the recipe for success.
Isn't that crazy, though, too? Because a lot of those are scripted.
Yeah, by who?
Well, it was Sean Payton.
Okay.
So we'll see if that changes. All right, we got to get to a quick break. We come back, we'll pay off some of the texts on best theme songs of all time, and we'll do a little crosstalk with Dan Jacobs coming up next.
Let's go! Riley Moss has shown up on the standout list almost every day at Broncos camp.
Raiders on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Breaking up passes, locking guys down. It's a contract year, and he's playing like it. So are we looking at the best cornerback duo in football with Moss on one side and Pat Surtain on the other? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recycle-On Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recycleon.org/Colorado.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain. Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at spineone.com.
Attention Ram owners. Did you know you could get $500 for Recall 67A without leaving your driveway? With new mobile appointments, we'll come to you. We'll finish the simple software update in under an hour, and it won't affect your truck's performance. Plus, you'll get an extended warranty worth thousands. Make a power move. Schedule Recall 67A today at CumminsRecall.com.
High prices are here to stay. Gas, groceries, insurance. And if you're a homeowner, you've probably thought, should I call American Financing to refinance and pay off this credit card debt? Then you second guess yourself because of that low mortgage rate you currently have. Listen, that low rate, it's not saving you if you're drowning in credit card interest at 25% or more. That's the math no one wants to face, but it's costing you thousands. Here's the truth. If you're only making minimum payments, that debt will follow you for years. That's why people are calling American Financing, because they're saving customers an average of $800 a month by using their equity to finally break free from credit card debt. You owe it to your family to see what's possible. There's no upfront fees, no pressure. It costs you nothing to find out what you could save every month. And if you start today, you may be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. So call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Average savings based on borrowers who save over $200.
Hey, this is Rob Biandino at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled 7,000 cases, over 300 trials. If you've been injured in a car accident or property damage, you need our help. I handle all my cases personally. I know all the medical experts, all the damage experts to get you the most for your injuries and your damages. If you're injured in an accident, call me. I will go to war for you. The insurance company knows that I'm a trial lawyer. That will get you more money, a better settlement at the end of the day. Give me a ring, 720-706-5151. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
Oh, it?
Nah.
That's Miami Vice. Okay. Question of the day. We had 2 of them. Best game shows, or what game show would you want to participate on? And best theme songs of all time for TV shows. Got this one from the 970-556. Best theme song of all time, Shaft.
Shaft.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to beat, huh?
No doubt. Little Richard Roundtree. Okay.
Yeah, so we have that one. Power Rangers got a nod. That's for love for you, Bex. Is Go Power Rangers.
Shots fired.
Well, you said you liked it, right?
Well, it was more Kyle saying you're a Power Rangers guy, and I was like, yeah, okay, sure, a little bit.
I watched Power Rangers growing up. I have a brother that's 10 years younger than me, so he was a big fan of that. And I got one more for you. Magnum P.I.
That's Burt Reynolds, right?
No.
What was Burt Reynolds in? What show was he on?
I don't know. In a TV show?
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds?
Who was Burt Reynolds was on a show?
I don't think he was on a TV show. He was
No?
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Okay.
There's a movie, I believe. Tom Selleck is Magnum P.I.
There you go. There you go.
Is that you were that was the guy you were thinking
It was
of?
one of the 2. Oh man, it was fun going down memory lane.
Fat Albert and Sanford and Son.
Fat Albert was cool, man.
All right, as we wrap it up, Dan Jacobs, the judge, is coming in here. We'll chat with him a little bit too. If you want a little homework and you are a Broncos fan, go tell them where they can find those stats out on Bo Nix and his quarter-by-quarter production.
Oh, I mean, any AI platform should be able to do it, but you'll be surprised. Do we want to go ahead and just throw it out?
Go for it.
So, Bo Nix, we're talking about the slow starts.
Yeah.
And Bo Nix in the first quarter in his career, 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Jumps in the second quarter, career, 2 years, 24 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. So what's going on with the slow starts? And that might be a part of Sean Payton's.
Well, that's what I brought up
process.
to you too. Is like that's typically when you're scripted offense. Like know the play. These are the plays. Are the favorite plays that you had all week.
I love these.
These are my 15 that I gotta have.
They'll never see it coming.
Well, they've been seeing it come.
Before Dan comes on in, let me just give you the rest. So let's do the math on the third. So the third quarter is 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. In the fourth quarter, 17 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. This is career for Bo Nix.
Yeah, kind of illustrates it perfectly.
First
doesn't
and
it?
third, you got to get out to a better start.
Definitely this year have to. This and nominee too before we welcome in the judge. Mission Impossible for theme songs. That was our question of the day, Judge, and welcome in.
You guys missed one of the greatest of all time. Well, a couple actually. Greatest American Hero. I thought for sure Kyle was going to go. I would recognize that. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
Keep going.
Yeah. And then Unsolved Mysteries. I'm a huge Unsolved Mysteries guy.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, Twilight Zone, I think, is another one that's that's big time. One that didn't get mentioned that I thought would have was Fall Guy.
it's so old, man.
No,
like
it's
you're
80s.
Twilight Zone. People, we're getting. In fact, I had my 30th reunion last night for Rangeview High School. We are so old, we don't feel it, right? We think we're young, but yeah, like nobody knows what the Fall Guy is. Greatest American Hero, those guys, Dynasty. Nobody knows any of that stuff.
We had Thundercats on here. That was
Twilight
Zone.
Zone.
Super old.
Do you think anybody know? Now, by the way, I do give credit. The younger generation really has seemed to embrace kind of what we had going on when we were growing up, right? Like we weren't into Bing Crosby and Gone with the Wind, right? But people that are our age, like kids today, it's the same gap year-wise as us and Bing Crosby, but they still dig, I don't know, old school or, stuff that was popular when we were young. They like it.
Cooler parents.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Now, speaking of that, by the way, more intel, Kyle, because we are doing, we're learning about the two sides or two lives of Coach Kyle Reese. Now, we had, because Shell, you and I give him a hard time. He's like, I love to try new things, right?
Yep.
And we're like, yeah, right, okay. He goes to a Philly steak place and gets the chicken. We're like, whoa, what's that, man? Like, what's going on? Well, then we find out he was an actor when he was younger.
Yeah.
Right? And then my man Sean Boyd was like, oh, yeah, he was my teammate. Man, Kyle Reese, whoo, he tore it up when he was younger. I'm like, what, this guy? And then last night, you're going to like this, Cello. Last night, I'm at the reunion talking to a young man named Paul Simmons.
Oh, boy.
Paul Simmons. He's like, hey, by the way, Dan, I was a roommate with one of your coworkers.
Oh, boy.
And I go, oh, who's that? He goes, Kyle Reese. I'm like, oh, well, tell me about Kyle. You know what Kyle was? You know what? In fact, this is just hitting me. You know how bad it is that he can't just nail every song coming back from break? He was a DJ.
No.
He was a DJ in the club.
You got to consider the source on some of this. By the way, Paul texted in on occasion. No, this is another life. But yes, I was a part owner in a DJ company for 4 years, like 2005 to 9 or something like that. So yeah,
this guy, man.
Damn, back when we were at the other place?
No, this was before that.
Oh.
That was 13.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I've lived a lot of life.
So you, were you spinning records?
On occasion.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to think the equivalent, like maybe the guy Clint Eastwood's character in Unforgiven, or the guy Viggo Mortensen in A History of Violence. And I'm sure there's like a bunch of these, but guys that were like just dogs, killers, and then all of a sudden they just went into not obscurity, but just the suburban life. Oh, what's that? Nobody? What's the name? The guy that Nobody and Nobody 2. It's a movie where Bob Odenkirk, the guy from Better Call Saul.
Mr. Nobody, right?
Yeah, Mr. Nobody, right?
Yeah.
Who are you? I'm nobody, but it turns out he's like an assassin.
Yeah.
I think we're getting a little vibes with that with Kyle Reese.
It's Denzel Washington's character in Equalizer.
Yes.
He wants to get away from this former life, but you guys keep on pulling. Yes. When I see wrong or I see something, I just can't help but make it right.
Wait a minute. So where's the correlation with that? So if you see a DJ table or
Denzel Washington was working at damn Home Depot in Equalizer 1.
Yeah, what I'm saying is,
you're saying like you're being forced back into that lifestyle just
by
because
us. Every now and then it just it rises to the surface. Like Dan's at his damn high school reunion, and comes to find out that Kyle was a DJ. You just keep on pulling me back.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it happened.
You're surprising us every
dude. Well, you're probably better than the guy that I saw the other night. I was down at the Country Rising Festival, which had like Graham Barham, Muscadine Bloodline, but the headliner was Big X the Plug. So it's certainly a different. It go from like country music, right? And Big X the Plug has some great collabs with country music artists, and he played some of those. But it was also like he had his DJ up behind him, hyping him between every song.
Oh, boy.
Like, Colorado Springs makes some bleeping noise.
And you were like, yeah, how about you shut up?
Yeah, like, just let Big X do his thing, man.
Yeah. That's the worst. That's why I don't go to rap shows. If you don't have a band, I'm not going.
Is it rap if you have a band?
Yeah,
Or
specific.
is it
Very
R&B?
specific. No.
Because
rap.
that will happen at every show.
I don't
You'll
want
have
to
the
see
hype
you. I don't see the rapper and the hype man yelling
Yeah.
into the microphone for an hour and a half.
You know what's weird? I was told by a 50-some-year-old white program director at this station that rap doesn't exist anymore. Like 20 years ago.
I wouldn't know.
15 years
Yeah.
ago, I wanted to do a segment, the urban word of the day with Sandy Clough. And I was going to have him read a definition, and you had to see if it was real or if we'd made it up. And, you know, my boss was like, no, you can't do that. And then he explained to me that rap doesn't even exist anymore. It's all hip-hop.
He said you can't do that because, like, what, you weren't qualified? Where was I at the time?
Yeah.
Like, that would have been perfect for me.
Yeah, and plus, he's basically, well, we're not allowed to say the word urban either.
Oh.
Oops.
Yeah, I don't think
And on
I said
that note.
urban. Yeah, no doubt. Okay.
How do you say sword?
Sword.
You
Not
got
sword.
No, you got a little bit in there. I heard
Sword.
you.
Yeah, I heard you guys earlier.
Yeah.
It's,
I wasn't wrong.
You call it sword?
I wasn't wrong.
He did.
Yeah, you were wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
He was. I don't know if it was an attempt to make fun of me about like, oh, I'm gonna lay down. And he went sword on me.
Yeah, this
I'm
was
gonna lay
the,
down
this
my
was the Sean
sword.
Payton conversation that we're having.
Yeah, it was an imitation of me, and I didn't say sword.
No, I wasn't imitating you. I was just that's
you
the
were.
way it
You're like-
sounded.
You're
in
like,
my,
oh, he's all scared and gonna lay down his sword.
You were kind of like.
I met a dude named Darrell over the weekend. Like
Whoa.
Carl with a D. Like what?
I thought it was
Did
Daryl.
the
Just
parents
saying,
think
yeah,
it was
you pronounced
Daryl?
it.
It's not Darrell, it's Darrell. Like Carl with a D.
Hey man, the man wants to be called Cassius Clay. The man wants to be called
Mama named
Clay.
Clay. I call him Clay.
Call him Darrell.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
crazy.
What's up, Darrell?
All right, what do you got on tap?
Oh, man, we got so much stuff. I did something I got to sneak this in, but we got a lot of Broncos stuff on tap, obviously. But I did something completely insane. I've been off for 2 weeks. I've been in and out of Vegas doing the acting thing. And I did something that, even by my standards, pretty freaking crazy. So we'll try and get into that if we can.
All right.
Honeymoon's over for the Walton Penner Group. That's going to come crashing down pretty soon.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're getting into
Perfect
that.
tease. That'll do it for Kyle Reese, Alex Becker, it's Marcello Romano. You got the Judge and Beck sticking around. Coming up next.
With Cortland Sutton and Jalen Waddle getting rest days at camp, the door's been wide open. The guys like Marvin Mims and second-year man Pat Bryant are walking right through it. New offensive play caller Davis Webb has the keys now. Could 2026 be a breakout year for both receivers? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Ductworks. Summertime is all about staying cool and comfortable. But what about the air flowing through your home? You rely on your